Hey, there we go. Welcome to that one extra person that's in here as we start our first live stream for It's in the Blood. I'm Shane. This is my daughter Alex, and we're going to discuss a little bit tonight about Cam Newton re-signing with the Patriots.
What'd you call him?
Cam Newton or something. I didn't quite get it out.
Cam Newton.
So,
Phillips here.
so check out that new camera, and that microphone sounds really good.
I am super excited about it.
And then the second that we turn this on, my dog trips out and he's at the door throwing a holy fit. So without further ado, so you saw that Cam re-signed today. What was your initial reaction and thought?
I think deep down, I called it. I was like, something was drawing me that he wanted a second chance, and New England is back in a rebuild, so I felt like it made a lot of sense because he could still get Cam for fairly cheap. Bill Belichick could, and I mean the deal they signed is better than what he got last year, which was like $1.1 million. But it's more than that. But I think it's motivation for him to do better, and it gives him a second chance. And he's had a lot longer to learn the playbooks and stuff because a lot of teams' playbooks aren't as complicated as New England's.
So I didn't think this was going to happen, but I completely agree with that whole scenario because you sit there and think about it, and as much as we hate to say it, even though this COVID year was weird, transitioning to a new team without a real preseason, you knew there was going to be bumps in the road for New England this last year. And this is coming out of my mouth. I am not a New England fan. I think Bill Belichick's a great coach and he does a lot with what he has, but I do not particularly care for the team and how they've done the last 20 years. I would rather watch them lose. I think that makes me happier. But that being said, Cam Newton is coming off a mediocre year where there probably, at the end of the day, there probably wasn't a lot of, his agent, pimped him during free agency, them unofficial phone calls about the 2015 MVP. And there probably wasn't a lot of interest out there. And then for Bill Belichick to know that he gets him at a great price, that gives him, I think they have like something like 60 some million in cap space. I think that gives him the opportunity to rebuild and put together a pretty solid team with a quarterback that should be able to manage a game.
Yeah, I agree. New England. I think it was like the second highest, most cap space, with I think the Jets being the number one. And so,
Not, yeah, I wasn't
I
sure
think
about that.
it's the Jets. But yeah, I agree. I think it's a smart move, and it's only a 1 year contract, so he's not tied to him for a long time if he doesn't get any better. And so I think. Philip says it's the Browns who have the most, and if anybody knows, it would be Philip.
Browns have the most
So
cap space. I find that I find that kind of difficult to believe with the way they spent.
I
You're
knew they
locked.
were up there.
There you go. You were locked up.
Oh, well, I knew the Browns were pretty high up. I just didn't realize they had that much.
Yeah, yeah. That brings up some interesting conversation. If they have the most in cap space, I guess they're probably going to be one of the most active teams during free agency. Uh, that being said, what do you think? Talking about that Cam Newton is now signed. I think his contract with bonuses and stuff that he got. I think they speculated it was somewhere he can maximize out around $6 or $7 million, which is very modest.
Well, no,
Uh,
it was close to 14. He gets like a $2 million signing bonus, and 6 million of it was like incentive based. And I know he gets. I have it pulled up actually. It was 1.5 that's fully guaranteed with a $2 million signing bonus, and it says he'll make 1.5 million in per game roster bonuses, 100,000 in workout bonuses, and 8.5 million in incentives that are tied to playing time, playoffs, Pro Bowl, and All Pro selection and Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, to be the quarterback of probably one of the most dominant teams in the last 20 years in the AFC. That's I still think that's pretty fair, and he gets a chance to prove himself. And if he proves himself this year, he might end up with a 2, 3, maybe a 4 year deal, and he might be able to finish out his career in New England, which I'm
I
sure
mean,
that would be fantastic for him.
oh yeah, he already said that he loves Bill Belichick and he respects him like so much, and so like I think it's cool that Bill Belichick's giving him another chance.
So let's do some speculation here. Um, the free agent market and the draft now. How do you think that? How do you think the free agent market first and foremost looks for New England? What do you think they're going to be targeting? Do you think they're going to target receivers and tight ends?
I think they need to. Like even based off last year, but so maybe, but I still think there's a slight chance that they still might go after a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah, let's. Well, I was going to go to that here shortly because I know that they like Mac Jones.
See, that was who I was thinking, Mac Jones.
And if thinking that Mac Jones is still on the board at 15, that's kind of a coin toss, really. I mean, because it just depends on if everybody knows that New England likes him. Maybe that's a New England ploy because they really like somebody else, or maybe somebody steals him off the board before New England's pick at 15.
Uh I haven't done too much looking into like the mock drafts and the speculations of like where everyone thinks he's going to go, other than obviously like Trevor Lawrence, and there's like a high chance of uh, uh Shelby's in, and Philip said it is not the Browns, but they have
Yeah,
the carryover from last season.
I can see. Good job, Philip. Way to fact check yourself.
I knew they were up there, like top five area. I didn't know exactly where. I just knew New England was number two.
Yeah, so still back, thinking of free agency. Now, here's the question: do you think Bill Belichick in free agency goes after a playmaker wide receiver early in free agency, or he waits to see what's left over and when the dust settles and looks for a bargain?
Well, look how he handled with Cam Newton. He waited until the very last minute, made him worth nothing essentially because everything else was taken, and got him for $1 million.
I know, right? So, I mean, he's got to spend that money somewhere, right? He's got to spend it to some degree. He's going to have to give somebody contracts. Where's his money going to go? Where's he going to put his money at this year? That's the $1 million question.
Well, I did see, him talking about trading some, well, not him specifically, but the Patriots talking about trading some of their key pieces on defense as well. So I think they might draft defense and go after offense in their free agency.
I just can't imagine because he's got so much to play with there. I'm not sure where their second and third round picks. I guess they don't have any extra picks this year. I'm not really sure what they have there. I just know they pick at
Yeah, I
15.
think they have at least two extra picks. The like the picks that you get for like trading a player or whatever.
Compensatory.
Compensatory, yeah, I didn't want to say that wrong, but I think they have two of those, and they're in the third round.
So still back to the conversation. Who does he target for wide receivers? Let's say you're right. Let's just say that the draft is for defense. Who's he going to target in free agency as a wide receiver? Who's the people that look like they could go there? Because I know he needs at least one playmaker as a wideout, and I'm sure that they could go for a tight end.
I think well, I saw a like rumor post thing that Hunter Henry from the Chargers would go to New England, but I think a good wide receiver that they could pick up would be Kenny Galladay. Yeah, Shelby said AJ Green. I think that's also possible. AJ, or if OBJ doesn't stay with the Browns, then possibly him too. But I think Kenny Galladay might be a good. I think he's like the best, uh, not injured free agent? Like not just coming off a bad injury, free agent wide receiver.
Yeah, the possibility of AJ Green going there, that trade was flirted a few years back.
I mean,
Uh,
I think that's been every year since he ever thought about leaving Cincinnati. It's been in talks.
and it's always because, and not so much now with this so-called coach that we have in Cincinnati now, but back when Marvin Lewis was running the team, he had an extra, a decent relationship with New England, and that's where you noticed a lot of trades, free agents or just trades that they wanted to make went from Cincinnati to New England. There's been several key pieces that have went to help them out. So that was a possibility before. I know it doesn't matter now since AJ Green's a free agent. It's all about the talks. I mean, he's probably entertaining some pretty serious good offers right now. I just really trying to figure out who he's going to get to make plays because Cam Newton can be the best quarterback in the world if you don't have playmakers on the wideouts and you don't have a great tight end. It's really tough to win.
I mean, that was back to our conversation last week about Deshaun Watson.
Right. Yeah. What good is it? Yeah. What good is it for him to go to Chicago without playmakers being there?
Well, I mean, just being in Houston and winning 4 games this year.
So, I mean, I don't really, I think that there's not a lot really left to discuss about this since we both kind of agree that I think it's a smart move for the Patriots. Uh,
Honestly, I didn't think we'd get this far in agreeing so soon.
yeah, I know. But I actually thought that I was playing devil's advocate by going on the side of the Patriots, honestly. But that's okay. You know what? I want to ask you a question, or maybe stir up a subject of something that's probably near and dear to your heart. What did you think about today about the Kansas City Chiefs? Facing cap struggles, restructuring Patrick Mahomes' $450 million contract.
I think it proves that Patrick Mahomes isn't there just for money, like that he cares about his team. I mean, it's the same thing. Tom Brady restructured his contract today for Tampa Bay, and he, got a one or two more years or something like that, or whatever, just to save against the cap space. And I think it's a very respectable thing to do for a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, so check it out. I mean, Patrick Mahomes just put $17 million back into the Kansas City Chiefs budget for this year. Well, I mean, just think about what that opens up for them. 17 million is a nice chunk of change for either re-signing some players that they want to keep that they thought that they may lose, or a key free agent.
Yeah, like the same thing with releasing Fish and Mitchell Schwartz. I don't think it was that they wanted to get rid of them. I mean, they did just come. Well, they're both dealing with injuries, but I think it was about the money more so than the players, and so I think they'll be able to go after more often. I think he wants to save money so they can put more into their offensive line because look at what happened in the Super Bowl without it.
Right. And and at the same time, we were just just discussing that. I mean, and then Tom Brady signs he restructures with an extension for one more year, I think. And that's a pretty solid move for that guy too. He gets to play an extra year in the league, or he gets a contract for it. He helps his team out and increases his long. Hopefully, he thinks he's going to be able to play an extra year. I think that's a pretty smart thing to do. Especially, it shows that you're a team player. And as much as I don't care for Tom Brady, I gotta respect that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Tom Brady, and I never have, but there's some things I respect about him. Look what he did in New England. That's a big one of the big reasons why they were so successful is he, didn't go after the big fancy contracts.
So, and then the other thing, and I didn't really consider this big news for the day. You look up and you see that the Chicago Bears sign Cairo Santos to a 5-year deal because they want to shore up their kicking game. It, does that really sound like headline news for the NFL. I was sitting there laughing at it. It's a 5 year, $16 million deal, and I was sitting there thinking, is that all they have to put up on the table that they've got going on? I mean, it just doesn't seem right, does it?
I mean, Chicago doesn't have too much going on. I mean, there's a lot of talks about their quarterback situation and what they're going to do and things like that. But, like other than, their kicker getting a deal, the only news they've had right now is franchise tagging Allen Robinson. And then it came out like right afterwards that he went to the media or did an interview and said he didn't even want to be franchise tagged. So I just feel like maybe they did this deal with the kicker to divert the news away from Allen Robinson. Maybe
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I think that their kicking woes have been there for a while, but Cairo Santos, he's been around the league for a minute. I just didn't think that was, when I sit there and I click through my headlines today, and all the headlines that I was reading was, Cam Newton, Tom Brady, uh, Patrick Mahomes, and then I see Cairo Santos listed on the same page as that. I just felt like that it must have been a poor news day for the NFL for a kicker getting a 5 year deal. I mean, the guy, it just didn't make sense to me, to be honest.
did you see Phillips' comment?
I still think it's funny that Double Doink is kicking for the Browns. You know, uh, there's a lot of promise in that Cleveland organization this year. I've never been much of a Browns fan, but it's hard to be a Browns fan when you grow up a Bengals fan. But there is a lot of stuff that's going right. They finally picked the right head coach. It's taken a long time to do that. I think they're going to be a mainstay for a few years, right around or in the playoff scene, and they might actually win the division this year.
I kind of hope they win a division. I hope that Pittsburgh comes in last.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
actually don't care who wins the division as long as it's not Pittsburgh. Every single year, I will for always say that. But it would be awesome, to see all three teams, beat Pittsburgh twice.
Well, extending Roethlisberger for another year was probably a bad move. I think it slowed down their progression of contending. I mean, seriously contending. They still might contend. I shouldn't say that they're not, but I think giving him a contract this year was not the best play. I really feel like they could have done better elsewhere and moved to a new chapter of that team.
What's your opinion on Mason Rudolph? Not as a person, just as a player.
I did not feel that he was any better than Ben, or I didn't feel like he had. I don't even know that I saw what his potential really was because I never seen him play that well. Um,
I mean, he played almost an entire season last year when Ben was out for his shoulder, and they still finished with, I would say, I think it was 8-8, but it's a winning record.
yeah, I mean that's true.
And
Uh,
I mean, I think that's a little bit of Tomlin coaching. I don't think it was all on his back. They had a good defense.
yeah, good defense with a game manager as a quarterback. Maybe. I mean, how many times has that been a recipe for playoff wins? It's been a recipe for a Super Bowl win. Not this most recent Super Bowl for Tampa Bay, but the one that they won with that other quarterback that I can't ever remember his name. That was probably the worst quarterback to ever get a Super Bowl title. I think the score was like 9-6 in the Super Bowl. I mean, it was god awful. But I mean, game manager is a game manager, and they generally don't lose games for you, and your defense wins them. So but yeah, I don't really see much promise in that guy. And is he still under contract, or since they picked up Haskins, has he been released?
Yeah, I feel like there would be a statement released if that happened, but I haven't heard anything. I keep forgetting that Dwayne Haskins signed with them. Like, until someone mentions him or I start thinking about maybe Washington or something and like how funny it was that why he, lost his job. Um, like I forget that that ever happened. There's so much going on with Deshaun Watson and now Russell Wilson and Carson Wentz moving and all these quarterback talks. I just keep forgetting that Dwayne Haskins is 100% in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean they have got four quarterbacks still on their roster that I can see.
Yeah, I don't think there has been a statement released
There
about
you
that.
go.
Like, I feel like they like him there though, and I don't like he may not be a franchise quarterback and he may not be their starter yet, but like I think he does have potential as much as I don't like him as a person.
I got, I can, yeah, here we go. I got to post a comment because it's the favorite one I've seen so far. Yeah, Philip, I agree. The Browns fans love Mason Rudolph. That's a good one. So moving on. I don't really like talking about Pittsburgh much anyway. That's because that's not anything that really interests me. I'm still really curious to which free agents you think that Belichick will go after. I mean, I know that that's what this topic was all about, and it comes down to where he's going to spend that cap money.
I still think Kenny Galladay is a good pickup for them, and Hunter Henry from the Chargers if they don't re-sign him, because
Yeah, I
I think
mean,
he's a good underrated tight end.
and at the end of the day, there's probably a guy like Jared Cook that'll still be out there if he wants to pick somebody up as a bargain basement player. Jared Cook's always solid. I know he's a free agent this year.
I
Uh,
know Aaron Jones, the running back in Green Bay, he's a free agent this year, and they haven't said anything about that yet.
and well, Kyle Rudolph's a free agent too, right?
Oh, they released Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah, so he's available. I That's a fantastic tight end for somebody to pick up. I wish he'd end up in Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I like him, and I think he's talented. I'm not sure why, unless it was about money, I'm not sure why they released him.
So I mean, I'm not sure of who everybody is that's in here tonight, but I will go ahead and since we're having a discussion, it's always better if there is somebody else that has an opinion that wants to jump in. I'm going to put the StreamYard link in the chat. If anybody wants to come in and have a chat with us and hang out for a little bit, it's right there coming up now. And you can come on up here and get on here and just,
Ben.
what's that?
See, Philip said what I said. He said he might go after a defensive end. There's a couple expected to hit the market. That's what I said earlier. I told you I think he might go for defense.
Uh, well, there you go. Geno Atkins, that might be a home for him.
I can see that happening. I know I have a strong feeling he will not be in Cincinnati. And Carl Lawson also, maybe.
Well, they said they were trying to work out a multi-year deal with Carl Lawson, but his value's really risen this year. He could probably land a pretty decent contract. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't tag him.
I'm surprised they didn't tag him either. They didn't tag anybody that, around that category of people. Yeah,
Bud,
Philip said Bud Free, which I was surprised they didn't tag him, but they might.
you're freezing up. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you hit a freeze spell there for a second.
Oh, my bad.
Bud Dupree is probably gonna drive up the price. He's gonna get a nice contract. You know, yeah. Thanks, CenturyLink. Yeah, no doubt. It seems like, and I hate to go right back to Pittsburgh, but it seems like they're going to lose a lot of players during this off season.
I mean, they had a lot of. They were in the negative, weren't they? Cap space wise, like a lot. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger was part of that problem, but it was quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not really sure how they all fare in that. I generally ignore Pittsburgh, and you know what? That's and wanting to do sports commentary. I guess I should pay a little bit more attention when somebody comes up. But I just can't stand to pay attention to their the grief that goes on there. I thought the best thing for the team, honestly, and I don't want to see them win, but releasing Roethlisberger made the most sense that out of any decision that they could have made. But then they let Bud Dupree, just walk. I feel like I feel like that's not not a good decision for the franchise.
I agree. I mean, he is coming off that injury. He had surgery. And so, there's risks with any player coming off surgery like that. But I mean, I think he's going to be fine. So I still think he's worth what he was worth 10 seconds before his injury.
Yeah, in the other headline that I read today that I didn't quite understand and why it was a headline, but we're last year. You remember watching the draft last year, and Jerry Jones was on his yacht, and Cliff Kingsbury was in this beautiful bachelor pad. It ended up being conversation that teams will be back in the draft room this year. And I was really kind of curious to why they thought that was a good idea for a headline for the day.
Oh, yeah, Philip mentioned Marquise Pouncey also retired.
Yeah, gosh, like I said, I think Pittsburgh has a lot of questions to answer in this offseason. I really do.
This means it's Cincinnati's time to do one at least one game better than them this year.
Yeah, I would love to see it. I still think they have coaching issues.
I do too, and I think that's Zach Taylor's ego holding him
Absolutely.
back from, putting in offensive and defensive coordinators that he's not afraid of.
The thing about the thing about that is that there was a lot. We haven't even talked about coaches that were released and left out there. That haven't been picked back up yet. But there were so many quality coaches out there that had head coaching jobs that could have been put in place as coordinators
Oh
and
yeah, like Adam Gase. He could have
could
been a
have
good offensive coordinator.
could have really helped that team become secure. Instead, they didn't fire the coordinators. I just can't. I just, even Sean McVay at the Rams, when he started out, he had Bum Phillips as his defensive coordinator. A 20-year head coach in the league was his defensive coordinator. Why? Because he wanted to win, and he had every intention on winning, and he had no ego on putting somebody like that as a coach. And to put coaches in like that have been around the league that know how to do the job, then you can go back to being a head coach. You can worry about something else. You don't have to worry about the game plan. You can worry about uh, running up and down the sidelines. And if you have the right coordinators, becoming head coach is a lot easier. Look at for example, like Marvin Lewis had always had great coordinators. Uh, did they make great head coaches? Not all of them. But Mike Zimmer was a fantastic defensive coordinator, and that was when the Cincinnati Bengals defense had an edge. They were tough, and nobody really likes to hear that because Vontez Burfict was so aggressive, but he played a very aggressive game, and teams didn't go over the middle without fear. And I don't think that the Bengals team has any kind of defensive edge like that now, and it's going to take probably a new coordinator to kind of rebuild that.
Yeah, I agree completely. Like I said, I think Zach Taylor is just scared of people with common sense and good coaching abilities that may not be a head coach, but would be an awesome coordinator. He doesn't want to bring him in there because he doesn't want to lose his job. He kind of got away with it this year. Joe Burrow getting hurt was like his get out of jail free card. His excuse for the second half of a season to be completely terrible.
In all honesty, the games that they lost early on, that wasn't because of performance. That was because not making the proper adjustments as a coach. That's not having maybe the proper game plan as a coach. That was coaching, because when you lose close games like that and your quarterback's not turning the ball over and throwing for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns with no turnovers, that's a coaching error. That's the defense couldn't get their their shit together for a while. I just feel like all their issues this last year was lack of toughness and coaching errors. I think Joe Burrow did a phenomenal job. I really hope that they protect him this year. They better draft and they better go after quality offensive line and free agency because if they don't, that kid's going to get killed.
Yeah, I agree completely. Like I mean, I do agree that everything that went wrong with their season, other than despite the Joe Burrow injury, because look how they played some of the games they played after him, even with Brandon Allen and Ryan Finley. You know, I feel like the coaches were in control of if they won some of those games. It felt like they just wanted to lose. They're like, okay, we're up two scores at the halftime. We'll just put them in prevent defense the rest of the game.
Yeah, I just did not like. I did not like the coaching strategy. I keep going back to the same word, but there was no tough edge. They did not play tough defense. It felt very loose and yeah, prevent esque. I mean, that's the kind of defense that they played. It seems like they played not to lose instead of playing to win.
Oh yeah. While Philip is in here, I wanted to ask him where he thinks Deshaun Watson's going to end up because I'm actually curious of his opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I know about that guy. I mean, he does know football fairly well, so I kind of agree with you though. It's probably going to take him a minute to answer.
Well, yeah, he's at work, and I don't know exactly what he's doing right this very second.
That's hilarious. He's at work.
Yeah, he works There's Houston. Okay, he thinks he's gonna say news. I mean, that's still a you know, op, I don't think that's out of the question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some pretty intense negotiations going on because they do not want to let him go, and and for good reason. He's a high quality quarterback. He is a franchise quarterback, and I don't think they want to see him go. I mean, that's the report that they're giving. I'm just curious if he's going to hold true on his end and sit it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a decent amount of money as long as he hasn't spent it all, but it's gonna cost him a lot if he does decide to sit it. I mean, he still get. I don't know how much he gets paid if he doesn't play. I mean, I know he's got a certain amount guaranteed, but I don't know if that's enough to cover the amount of fines he's going to receive for sitting, and if he will sit at all. I mean, it's kind of hard. You know, you're a star quarterback, and week one comes around, and they're like, you're going to start. Like it would be mentally challenging, I think, to actually turn it down. But he seems very serious about wanting to leave, so I could see it going either way.
We haven't really talked a lot about some of the other free agent quarterbacks because there's the real high profile guys that are up there. The Russell Wilson and the Deshaun Watson. You know, I wonder what the heck is going to happen with Jameis Winston.
Well, it I think it starts with is Drew Brees going to retire?
You
I
know,
think
and
that is the first question that has to be answered in deciding on what happens with Jameis Winston, unless someone wants him and goes after him. Because I could see Sean Payton trying to keep him around with or without Drew Brees.
yeah, you brought up Aaron Jones. Being a free agent running back. I was sitting there trying to think which team out there. I mean, let's start going through a little bit of this free agency tonight since we're sitting here and we're awake and we're having a good old time. Where do you think that kid ends up? I mean, he's ready to go. He's 26 years old. Um, yeah, I mean, he's got the last 2 years. He's got over 3,000 yards from scrimmage, 30 touchdowns. That's a quality player. that's going to hit free agency. And running backs don't get a lot of love as far as these contracts go or draft choice, but he is absolutely he's a stud. I really believe he's a stud. I believe in, and especially if he was featured in an offense, which he was not featured in Green Bay.
Um, I think there's like a couple options that he could, so looking at Tampa Bay, Leonard Fournette, he's a free agent. All three of the people that Tom Brady brought with him, Antonio Brown, Leonard Fournette, and Rob Gronkowski, they're all free agents. They only signed for this year. So he wasn't their only running back, but he was a big one. I could see Tampa Bay going after him. Uh, I'm thinking NFC teams, but there's also obviously AFC teams that could probably use a good running back. But I don't know. Out of the article I read with a list of free agents and the analytics behind it saying what the best answer for each like destination for each player to go had Aaron Jones going to the Jets, which they don't have Le'Veon Bell anymore. I don't even know who their number one running back is.
That really
Frank
sounds like
Gore.
a that really sounds like a pretty solid landing spot for him. It seems like a place that where he would be a featured weapon in that offense. I like the sound of that. That sounds pretty good. I'm just kind of going down the list here, and we talked about it. The number one considered ranked free agent wide receiver is Kenny Galladay, who is still only 27 years old. A 3 or 4 year deal is definitely something that is going to take him in through his prime. Uh, that's pretty appealing for a team that needs a wide receiver.
So he was also on this list that I've been looking through and reading. They had him set to go to Philadelphia, and as much as I could see Bill Belichick going after him, I think they have a they have a couple wide receivers that I don't know that would be there next year, and I think he would fit. But I also could see Kenny Galladay going to the Rams with Matt Stafford.
Yeah, that seems like a likely landing spot if the Rams have enough cap space to fill him up. As far as going further onto that list, the next wide receiver that I come to on that list that really surprised me that it was ranked that high was Will Fuller.
I saw that he was on that list. I think he might have been on this. Chris Richard, no. Yeah, it also had him going to the Jets.
Yeah, keep on going down that list a little bit, and then the next one in here is somebody that I'm really not that familiar with, and you may know a little bit more about. It's Curtis Samuel from the Panthers.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel and Corey Davis from Tennessee, both I have on this list. Uh, Curtis Samuel, it had him going to the Eagles, and it had Corey Davis going to the Ravens, which I really can see that happening because I think they've been talking about getting rid of Hollywood Brown, which I kind of hope he ends up in Kansas City.
And then the troublemaking punk of the whole crew is Juju Smith Schuster. That's one of the younger guys in free agency this year. He's only 24 years old, and if he could learn to shut his mouth and just be a football player instead of a TikTok star, it might serve him well.
So the team that it has Juju on going to, well, not going to, but like with statistics behind it, is the Giants, and they just got rid of or cut Golden Tate, and I think they have the same level of skill, so I could see him going there to fill that spot.
I like how you call that. He's got the same level of skill as Golden Tate, which is basically a
A number
solid number
three.
two.
I was gonna say like a good number three.
Yeah, a number two or a three wide receiver, and then and I like I said, that guy, I just don't like his attitude. Period. I feel like Pittsburgh was the proper place for him, but they were smart to let him go. And then you
Honestly,
come. Go ahead.
honestly, anytime I'm having a bad day, I just go back and watch that Von Bell hit on him. It just makes me feel good.
Yeah, I can see that. And then when you're going through the list, that same list that I'm looking at, and I'm sorry we're not on the same list, but or it might be, the first ranked tight end on that list is Johnu Smith, and that's another one that I am not really that familiar with.
I don't think he's on mine either.
Yeah, it's compared to a poor man's Gronkowski or Delaney Walker. Uh, it says Smith's value goes beyond his box score. He's an incredible red zone weapon. Is he a Jet? Hey, does anybody in here know where Johnu Smith plays? Because I don't have it readily available.
Phillips and Von Bell hit on Juju gave me life.
Yeah, no doubt.
um, yeah, I can't remember where he's playing in. I know the name.
It's got to be. I'm embarrassed to not know because generally your top tight end, well, one of your top ranked tight ends in free agency.
I still think one of the better tight ends in free agency is Hunter Henry. I don't know if it's like I'm biased that I just really like him, but I just really like him, I guess.
Johnu Smith is on the Titans.
Oh, that's why we don't know about it because they either throw it to Corey Davis, whatever that other dude's name is, or they run it.
Yeah, so that's why.
Yeah,
That's
literally nobody knows anything about that guy except for probably Tennessee Titan fans.
yeah. The next one, because I keep thinking about playmakers for the Patriots, where they're gonna turn to, and then you get down to Corey Davis. That's coming up. That's on this list as well as the next wide receiver on there. Uh, I don't know that he is a New England Patriot type, but hey, he's out there, and I really don't see this the fact that they're not giving AJ Green any love, or really T.Y. Hilton's not getting a lot of love as a wide receiver out there. I guess that's primarily because of age. Um,
It's hard to think that T.Y. Hilton won't get re-signed with the Colts. Like it in the back of my mind, it's almost like the same thing with AJ Green. It's like hard to see him going anywhere else. Like T.Y. Hilton is like AJ, the equivalent to AJ Green in Cincinnati, except for I don't think T.Y. Hilton has been acting the same. He's
yeah, I
still
mean,
putting up numbers. He's still, doing better.
yeah, I'm still scrolling down through this list, and I'm in the 60s now of where players are ranked, and I went through Antonio Brown. I went past where did he go? Antonio Brown, and then the other one that was Sammy Watkins,
Yeah, he,
Marvin Jones, John Brown. I went through all these guys, and I still haven't come up to anybody that's giving AJ Green any love.
yeah, John Brown actually got like released. Like they're not gonna sign him when back in Buffalo yesterday. T.Y. Hilton is the equivalent to a Reggie Wayne, just not as good. Yeah, yeah. He's definitely a Colt. I couldn't see him going anywhere else. Like, if he played somewhere else, I'd be like, it's just like Tyler Eifert in Jacksonville. It's weird watching him catch a ball out in Jacksonville.
Yeah, yeah. I go through this free agent list, and I don't see AJ Green, but yet I see Andy Dalton on here. I find that one kind of tough to believe.
Well, I just feel like, AJ Green is mostly back in good shape. Like he might be like a little sore, but I don't think he's like hurt. Um, and he over the course of the season, I mean, this past year, and he didn't really do anything. So I feel like that just takes so much value off of his name. And I'm not saying he's bad. Like Philip said, he said I like AJ, but lately he's been injury prone. Like I like him, but like I think he's doing what Carlos Dunlap did.
I was getting ready to say that because we were discussing, and it came up in the video that we put on earlier today to finish off our Deshaun Watson talk. We were talking about uh, players that didn't really want to be with the teams they were in. They were complaining, and I know that AJ said that he didn't say at that time, but when they had that camera on him and he said, "Just trade me," I'm pretty sure that's what he said that day. And the fact that he doesn't want to be there makes me think that he probably didn't try all that hard.
Yeah, yeah, I can. I mean, there was literal footage where people broke down where AJ Green was not trying at all. Like there's clips that they put together, like when Joe Burrow threw an interception, he didn't even try to catch the guy, and he was right next to him.
Right? I
He
mean,
just he like stood there and just watched him go. Like he's not trying. He wants to get out, or he wants to get paid, and maybe if they paid him, he'd do something. But I don't think they should do that.
shouldn't have been about money. But at the end of the day, I still feel like that guy was a top notch professional, and the fact that he was so disgruntled that if he didn't really want to be there and play there, that to act that way, how far down do you have to go to be the type of guy that he has always been in the league and then turn into somebody like that? I mean, I just can't imagine how bad he must have felt playing there. And it really bothers me because, Carlos Dunlap, AJ Green, and Geno Atkins all could have been all pro players. With when healthy, were all possible all pro players. And AJ Green did not drop. You know what? I don't care how bad his foot's hurt. If that ball hits him in the hands, he's going to catch it. That guy did not drop balls. If he laid down, despite Zach Taylor, well then that's kind of bad. But I do expect him to be one of these guys that probably goes fairly early in free agency because everybody's got to know that the dude's a gamer.
Spe-
I
Speaking of Carlos Dunlap, did you see that the Seahawks released him?
Yes, I mean, well, it's because they picked him up because they could afford him the rest of this year, but the rest of his contract is pretty healthy if they stick it out because the Bengals just paid him a few years back, long term.
Yeah, they cut him. So I think that's funny. AJ Green is what OBJ was advertised.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
OBJ is, that guy there. He's got some of the best hands I've ever seen.
he's got sticky hands.
He has got sticky hands. Yeah, I agree, Shelby. I think it's a coach player conflict more than a team issue for sure.
Yeah, he loves it in Cincinnati. He wants to be there.
I'm still going to go back that I think Zach Taylor would be a great offensive coordinator. I know that was Shelby's comment earlier. I think that's probably pretty true. I think he would be a great offensive coordinator. I think he made too big of a leap. Uh, but you know what? It is what it is, and it looks like that Mike Brown has a tendency to stick with people even if they aren't doing well, and give him the opportunity every opportunity to win. So let's hope that he's learned something from last year, because hey, you know what? As long as they're competitive, I don't expect them to win Super Bowls, but just to see them back in the playoffs again would make me happy. I remember the years where the Cincinnati Bengals won 3 or 4 games every year.
Well, if it makes you feel better, he lost here. He won more games this year than he did the year before.
Yeah,
That
well,
is, and I'm not saying Joe Burrow is better than Andy Dalton, and I'm not saying Andy Dalton is better than Joe Burrow. So I don't necessarily think that's all of the reason they won more games. I think they should have won more games than they did this year. So like I think that I thought that with Andy Dalton his last year. So as a Browns fans, I wouldn't what
I was trying to figure out what he was going for there. I
he
think he
must
hit
have
the he
he hit the
must have sent too early.
But I don't know. I mean, I say this every year because anybody who's a fan of any Cincinnati sport, I think they're going to do better this year. And I've been saying that my whole life. I think they're going to do better this year, but I really mean it every year.
Well, yeah, in your heart, you're always sure that it's going to happen. As a Brown, it's the Browns fans. I feel that I'm okay if they lose and don't win a Super Bowl. Just don't embarrass yourselves.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, the
I
Browns, if you want to talk about them, you look at them 3 or 4 years ago, they were like 0-16, so they've come a long way in the last couple of years. I think they've done a great job rebuilding, and I really like Kevin Stefanski.
Absolutely. That's the key right there is culture, and he brought the right culture to that team. They looked like a team. They looked like a competitive team all year. I would rather see them win than the other two teams in the conference. I don't care that much for Baltimore, and I definitely don't care that much for Pittsburgh. I would rather see Cleveland win than those two teams for sure.
Yeah, I remember when I said that to you, and you said, "No, I want Baltimore to win." You literally said that during one of their games this year.
I did, and not sure exactly why, but I'm at this point in time now. I've gotten to the point where I'm just over Baltimore.
Look at Shelby's comment.
Oh, um, it's equally bad. I've got to say that I have zero hope for what they've done with their team this year. They're the same type of team. As a Cincinnati Reds fan, I'm glad that they didn't trade Sonny Gray. Doesn't mean that they're not going to trade him before the deadline. I'm glad that they didn't trade Luis Castillo. Uh, there is some promise in spring training this year, and we may have to do a baseball video before the season starts, and get a little bit into the Cincinnati Reds baseball team this year. But here we go. I'm going into the season with at least some hope because Joey Votto is actually hitting the ball
Well, he's
in
out with
spring
COVID.
training, which doesn't normally happen.
Yeah, but he's out with COVID now.
Yeah, I know, I saw, but he'll be back, I'm sure. But the other thing about their baseball team is that they still got a decent amount of pitching. I still don't understand why they traded their closer, but Amir Garrett is probably going to be the closer for that team, and he's a passionate guy. Uh, there's still hope. I just think that that division is too talented. St. Louis and Chicago will probably win, maybe even Milwaukee. But
Oh, but back to what Philip said. He said that Baker being a game manager gets him so upset. I don't think I think when you talk about game managers, for the first quarterback that comes to mind is Tom Brady. And I feel like he still hates people saying that, but it's still true. His defense all has been winning his last couple games he played this season. But I don't think Baker is a game manager. I think he, tries really hard to keep scoring, not just to get ahead and stay ahead, like and to depend on their defense because like their defense wasn't that like they have great pieces on their defense, but I don't think their defense was where it needed to be.
no, I Baker is using the terminology game manager. I don't feel is a bad thing. Uh, but
Yeah, but like
Baker,
but people hate being called that.
oh, absolutely. But the one thing that gets him off of that line is that he is a fearless, tireless competitor, and he goes out there with a passion to win.
Yeah,
And
see, I
that
feel the same about Joe Burrow. Like, I feel like they have the same, like, I mean, I get that they're both younger, and, like, that was the difference between Lamar, Baker, and Burrow versus Ben Roethlisberger, is they were younger and they're newer in the league, and they feel like they have something more to prove. But, like, respect that go getter mindset, like, not giving up until the last second on the clock ticks.
right, and yeah, that's exactly the thing is that when you watch Joe Burrow play this year, he showed maturity beyond being a rookie. I mean, he showed that instantaneously, which was is a great sign for being a Bengals fan, honestly, because at the end of the day, he went out there and just didn't have maybe enough experience to win a bunch of games, but he had the knowledge to get in there and do well enough to where they were competitive through most of their games this year. They only got blew out like once or twice this year. Kansas City and Baltimore once, I think, is the only two that really blew them out. So that is
Wait, what team are we talking about again?
the Bengals.
The Bengals didn't play Kansas City this year.
You sure?
They play Kansas City next year.
Oh, it must have been the year before then that I was sitting there thinking that they blew them out.
So Mark has joined us in the chat, and look what he just said.
Oh my God.
I just
Baker Mayfield is a money man, and that is better than Joe
no,
Burrow.
the next one.
It's going to be crazy when Carson Wentz comes back and wins the MVP. Hey, how much do you want to bet on that? And what odds would you like? Because Carson Wentz is a proverbial crybaby.
I feel like any four quarterbacks. Well, let's take Ben Roethlisberger out. He said $50.
I got that bet.
Th-
What
This
odds?
is this is gonna be on the internet, so it's real, and anybody can come back to it.
Yeah, I'll take that. And you're actually betting 50 that he's the MVP. What odds do I have to give you?
But are you okay? Is he saying MVP this year or in his career?
I
Oh
don't know
wait.
what he's.
Okay, bye, Philip. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I want to know, Mark. What do you think? Are you saying this year or for his career? Because well, his
And
career his career may
well,
only
he
be
said
this
this
year.
year. He said this year. Well, Mark's a Colts fan, so it's fair him coming from that. So, like, I support that because he's supporting his team for one.
Well,
And
that's
The Colts already have a good team. They're already playoff contenders as long as they can win the games. Like they have the team for it.
and I'll here's another one I'll give you on that one. I'll give you that Carson Wentz, if he stays healthy, is an upgrade from Philip Rivers. I think
I think Philip Rivers did great in Indy.
he played great this year, but he played with a chip on his shoulder. But for the lack of arm strength that he was losing, he did a pretty good job. I don't
Okay.
think I don't think Carson Wentz has the comebacks in him that Philip Rivers had. But if they can get on top, that's a pretty good argument. But I'll give you 5-1 on that 50.
Okay. Not a pre-injury maybe for both of them. Well, for Jacoby. So stats wise, not game records like their season record. Who do you think personally is going to have better stats if they both start? Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts? Like, don't take out the however many games they win or lose. Specifically, their personal stats: pass yards, percentage, interceptions. Like, who's gonna have the best
I
between
hate
the
to
two of them?
I hate to come out and say this, but it's not. I'm not going to. I'm going to say that it's going to be Carson or it's going to be Wentz.
I mean, that's fair. Jalen Hurts played what 4 games this year?
Am I saying that? I think that Carson Wentz has more. He has more players at his disposal and a better offensive structured team to win.
No,
So I think his stats will be better.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just asking like your opinion, just because Hurts might get a starting job this year, and Wentz most likely will. I think the Wentz, what they're gonna do is gonna be very similar what they did with Philip Rivers and use a 2 quarterback system with Jacoby again, unless they let him go because I think he's a free agent.
Yeah, like I said, I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a growth year. I think he is gonna play well, but I think he's going to hit once they learn how to play against him. It's just like everybody else. When you bring a guy in that nobody's seen before, and he comes out there and he plays two or three really good games, you're just giving teams footage to learn.
So you
So
mean like Lamar Jackson, not this year but last year?
well, that's a great example because year one he nobody knew how to defend him, and therefore he just ran all over everybody. Year two, people had a better idea of how to defend him,
Yeah, they
and they
stopped him
and
specifically.
and they couldn't stop him, but they could contain him. And his and it really showed his weakness in the passing game. I think that teams really learned how to adjust. Will they adjust even more this year? God, I hope so.
So Mark says the Colts win the division. Wentz wins MVP. His coach of Philadelphia is on the staff now when he had his MVP season.
I give him 5-1 on that 50. Still, that's what I so 250 to 50. That's what the bet is. He gets 5-1 if he wants it. All he has to do is post a yes in the comments that he wants it, and he's on. I will take that bet.
I'm here for it. I'm not taking that bet, but I'm here for it.
You know what? And I tell you what, I hope he gets it. I would love to shell out because Indianapolis Colts, they deserve that. They're a great team. So I would be happy to pay that bet out if I lost.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I have enjoyed watching what they. Oh, he said yes, sir.
There you
But
go.
enjoy watching how they've adjusted since Peyton left.
Got
I loved Andrew Luck. I didn't hate Jacoby Brissett. Philip Rivers was a fun season to watch, and now we have Wentz. They're just going through everyone right now until they find their guy for the next couple years.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Mark has a pretty solid argument. I mean, I don't think Ryan Tannehill and Tennessee Titans are all that. I don't think they're that great a team. It's when somebody stops
Derrick
Derrick
Henry.
Henry, a la Cincinnati, they lose games. If as long as you got a potent offense to go against it, and B, Houston in that division, they're in shambles right now. So I don't care who's quarterback in that team, they're not winning the division. Jacksonville may surprise, but you still got a rookie quarterback that, if you watch the college playoffs, got handed his ass a little bit, and Ohio State uh, played him really good. So to say that Indy wins the division, that's a high possibility because I think they can beat Tennessee for the division.
I
Saying
think
that
they
he
should have this year.
saying that he wins the MVP, that's where I think it's a tougher call. I guess if they go 13-3, maybe he wins the MVP. Maybe he'll be in the running. I gotta hope Mark's right. I don't like I said, I don't mind paying out 250 to that. I don't. I mean,
Fair.
it's a legit. I mean, that's a legit opportunity. Now, it's also the same opportunity that Carson Wentz has a meltdown. He's actually a shit quarterback, and they win 6 games this year.
I don't know. I think they have the team to win more than 6 games with or without Wentz.
But that possibility is still there
I mean,
because
it is definitely still there. Like Wentz could pull a Jameis Winston and turn over the ball just as many touchdowns as he scores.
I still think that if Wentz has the proper frame of mind, he can win games. But I don't think I think he's a head case. I think that's what it boils down to. I think he's a head case. If this coaching staff gets him under control and gets him on a line and tells him what to do and he listens, they can win. But he also has the possibility of losing games. I just never understood like the whole Nick Foles being the backup coming in and running that team better than he did. I never quite got it. So, but then again, I wasn't a Philadelphia fan either. Who can be a fan of most stuff Philadelphia? I mean, honestly, it's hard to root for them.
I mean, it's like being a Jets fan or a Jags fan.
The Jaguars. I mean, you know, they're what a culture change with having the head coaching change down there this year. I mean,
Urban Meyer.
I'm telling you that that guy there. I mean, he is. People buy into what he does. I think. I think that that might be. I'm not real sure how good Trevor Lawrence is. I don't really. I feel like he is going to be a good NFL quarterback. I believe he deserves to be drafted very high. But like I said, you can't never tell. I can remember Jamarcus Russell, coming out of LSU, and everybody thought he was the best quarterback ever. And then he went to the NFL. The Raiders drafted him number one, and he never played. He never lived up to anything. I mean, you can have that opportunity too.
No, yeah, yeah, I hear you.
So, I mean, since we're going through the NFL this year, and we've totally dissected the AFC South, and we've talked a little bit about the AFC North. You know, the AFC East looks like it could be one of the more interesting divisions this year.
I
Uh,
thought it was last year, honestly.
I, you know, New England struggled, but there was lots of reasons that New England struggled. Buffalo took advantage of those struggles and put forth a pretty damn good year.
I mean, I
Uh,
told you that was going to happen.
you did. Absolutely. I was really surprised at the progression of Josh Allen. I think he really catapulted himself into elite status this last year.
I'm just like thinking, now that they're handing out these deals for quarterbacks like Dak and last year with Mahomes, that now they see that and they see, well, Josh Allen's done more than Dak already in terms of getting to the playoffs, getting to the championship, things like that. And they're going to be like, oh, well, we need to pay our quarterback. And they're going to not be as smart about it and screw their team by giving him a not so team friendly deal and lose their key pieces, like Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley. They don't have to worry about one of their running backs, but their other one, because he's a rookie, but their other one, he's been there for a little while.
So, but then you get to the Jets. The Jets look like this is a rebuild year, top to bottom. I don't. The only way that it's not is if they make a trade for one of these two top quarterbacks out there. That means that they're going to try to win. But if they don't sell, the franchise out for those one of those two guys that's out there, then you kind of got to think that going to be in rebuild mode. Miami's interesting as hell. I really think that they're going to be making a playoff push. Um, I
I mean,
think
we have to see what happens with Tua first.
yeah. I mean, you know what?
I mean, there's so much that can happen in the next couple of weeks. We don't know who's going to be where and who's going to be playing, you know, for who, and what if they just have Fitz as their starting next year? If he doesn't retire and they do sign him, or if they do keep Tua and they don't have someone like Ryan Fitzpatrick to stand behind him and back him up every time he makes a mistake.
Yeah, Mark. I'm not just being a sarcastic asshole. I always play devil's advocate on most everything, but yeah, 13-1 in the regular season that year. But let's be realistic for 1 second about that 13-1. The NFC East is garbage. It's been garbage. There wasn't a lot in it that year. I think that was probably the year that everybody struggled to win 4 games. I'm not real sure about that, but it's been garbage the last few years. I mean, for fuck's sake, Dallas almost made the playoffs last year with like a 60-win record.
I mean, Washington made the playoffs with a losing record.
Yeah, I mean that division's not super strong, but that year, that defense was phenomenal. And then back to that whole point again, a good defense will get you and win you a Super Bowl way before an unstoppable offense. Uh, Peyton Manning proved that several years as a Indianapolis Colt. No matter how many touchdowns he threw, if you couldn't stop the other team from scoring, you can't win.
Oh yeah, if Peyton Manning had a better defense, he'd have at least half as many rings as Brady.
But that's still a good point. You know, I'm not really sure about that offensive line that year, but Foles coming in as a backup. I mean, and he's been punted around a little bit ever since, so could be right. It could be this could be the Carson Wentz year, and you know what? I mean, we have it where it will not go away. Your statements are listed here in this chat, and we'll find out. I hope you're at least somewhat right.
I mean, I hope you're right about the Colts winning the division.
Yeah, I mean that's
They
definitely.
they deserved it this year, and they slipped a little.
I don't think that. I think that is. I mean, I really do think that should be the expectation going in. I think they're a better team than Tennessee, and the rest of the division is probably going to struggle a little bit this year. So by far, that should be the win. But it's back to the East, So now you're talking about between Buffalo and Miami, with nobody really knowing how good New England's going to be. Uh,
Yeah, we don't know. All of their opt outs will be back, and they have Cam with his new contract. He'll have his entire offseason this year with them, and he will have more time to actually learn the playbook. He will have more time with the receivers he does have. He will have basically time. That's my main argument, to learn and grow with what he has, and which is what he did not have last year. Plus, he got sick with the virus, and when he was playing really good before he got sick. And once he got sick, he came back and he wasn't the same. So, he's had a year, well, an off season to, make sure he's fully recovered. He's already humiliated after this season. And I think, I don't think they're going to win the division if Buffalo stays the same and, Miami keeps the way going the direction they're going. I don't think they'll win their division again, but I still think, like, this might be a bold statement, but I still think they could be playoff contenders this year.
that's fair.
I mean, you have Bill Belichick, who will probably go down as one of, if not the greatest coach of all time. Cheating or not cheating, whatever you believe, he's still winning and has what, 5, 6, 7 Super Bowl rings. I don't know. He's been to like 9 at least.
Yeah, I mean, the guy he definitely knows how to manage a game as far as a coach goes.
He
He
knows how to
knows
win.
he knows how to put his team in a position to win games. There's not many times that his game plan just fails. He pretty much has a solid understanding. He just has to get players to produce. And you know what? And Tom Brady did produce for him. Uh, he played it within a game plan, and I know that there was a big hubbub about at the around the Super Bowl, and talking about that Tom was allowed to do more than he was ever allowed to do in New England. So basically saying that he was Bill Belichick's puppet, but he still won all those Super Bowls. I mean, he still got those rings. So I still give a lot of that credit to the coaching staff.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, Tom Brady didn't win those games himself.
No, and they always had good defensive plans because like teams come in there and you watch and they come in with the intent to do something, and that's the first thing that they stop. They take them right out of the game they want to play, and then you got to have a quarterback that knows how to manage or manipulate a situation to fix, or another coach, and not many people can outcoach Belichick.
Well, I think it goes back to the argument: was it Belichick or Brady? Because they look at, well, Brady won a Super Bowl and Belichick didn't even make the playoffs. But I mean, that just, the argument, you can use the argument, all of their starters opted out. They got a brand new quarterback. I don't think Brady is all of their success. I think Brady went to a team that was already a Super Bowl caliber team. They just didn't have a good quarterback to get them there.
Yeah, but the whole thing of it is that to think that New England is going to be down, and then for them to show confidence in Cam Newton, they must think that they've got something fairly good there that's going to work him. Cam is only 32 years old, I mean,
31, 32.
he's still got 5, 6, 7 good years. If he doesn't get hurt, he might be, a 40-year-old starter in this league. You can't tell. And that's plenty of time for Belichick to make a winner out of him again. And I think that's probably the reason that he stays, because he has faith in the system. And like I said earlier, he may not have had many other offers, because you got to be sure that his agent was trying to pimp him out during free agency. Hey, I got a certain quarterback that that's on my clientele list that won the MVP in 2015. I worries about fashion too much.
I
Well,
mean,
that may be true too. Mark is a bum.
what? Oh, okay.
That's a interesting statement. You go, Shelby. Take care of business.
Doesn't worry about fashion enough. I, I guarantee his closet looks exactly like mine.
Come on. Hey, you know what? I mean, here, like I said, man, it's all good. Bam. Man, you guys can join us and talk this out if you like. I mean, no, Mark, I like arguing with you, man. I just, it's a lot of fun. I definitely appreciate somebody that has passion about what they believe, right, wrong, or indifferent.
That's fair.
So, you know what? We expected to do this for 30 minutes today, and we've carried it over an hour and 17 minutes. So let's just go on a thing. Is there anybody else in the NFL that we want to talk about today that we have a little extra time before we close this out for the day? Because we've really stayed out of the NFC for the most part.
Mark said, I own nothing but Cubs jerseys and band tees. Like, literally, that's my closet. I own nothing but football jerseys and band tees. I told you. Yeah, his closet probably looks exactly like mine.
I gotta say, my closet looks very similar.
Shelby, I don't think you need internet. You can just use your phone without like on your phone.
Yeah, but right on. Shelby's got some pretty good some sports analytics in her head too.
It's probably because it's all I talk about. She's gotta know some things.
She's got to know some things. She's definitely. I think her opinions they differ from yours quite a bit, though, most of the time.
Sometimes.
But long story short, going back, does Drew Brees retire?
I want to say yes because that's what he made it seem like when he walked out of the stadium that playoff game, and everyone talking about it, his age and blah blah blah. But part of me says he comes back. We all thought Ben Roethlisberger was just gonna retire, even though he said he didn't want to. But Aaron Rodgers joked. I say joked because everyone in the world knew it was a joke that he was gonna leave, or at least leave Green Bay, which implied retirement. So I think he'll stay. I think he might be on.
Yeah, right on. Because, well, I mean, I know Alex is not as well versed in baseball as she is football, but give her a day or so to prepare. The next time we live stream, I'm not sure when that's going to be because I'm leaving for vacation this week. But when I get back, we will definitely do another live stream, and we will sit on and discuss that. If it's going to be about baseball, we'll definitely go over the National League Central. I think that's what it's still called. I hope it is because I don't want to sound stupid. But yeah, that is one of those things that we can talk about because I would love to discuss baseball because the Cubs are going to be competitive. Hang on a second. We're going to see if this works out. Ha ha! Let's see how this
Oh,
works.
All right.
where's
you on
Mark
there?
at?
Mark gonna join in?
I don't know, man. He might be a little bit. He might be a little bit scared of that little Shelby attitude.
Doesn't seem likely, but
Yeah, you called the guy a bum.
Yeah, I don't know where
it's
that came from.
it's all in good fun.
Heck yeah, all in good fun.
But
I
yeah,
got a
Mark.
dog that won't take no for an answer right now.
Oh, Loki.
Yeah, Mark. I'll shoot you a link. Look, okay. He said I got COVID. I gotta stay away.
Yeah. Well, I think social distancing really does not apply to streaming over the internet, but hey, whatever.
I thought what we're doing right now is what this whole year has been.
Yeah, Zoom calls.
I was gonna say I had a Zoom meeting today, so I think that's fairly normal at this point.
I gotta say, I like StreamYard. Hey,
Wolfcat. Wolfcat 5K's in here.
who is Wolfcat 5K? Is that one of your friends?
Dad, you know Wolfcat.
I'm not sure who Wolfcat is.
Wait, drop the link again. Wolfcat can get in here, and then you'll know exactly who it is.
Well, I lost Shelby. Come on, look, you down. Get back.
What about the London silly nannies?
Yeah, so Mark wants a baseball segment, so we'll have to knock that out.
Yeah, I don't know if I have enough to do a video, but I can.
No
Uh,
Wolfcat, we have not.
no, we're probably not going to get too far into that one today, but we will definitely soon.
That's going to be a recorded deal, I think.
Yeah, it might be a video.
So is Wolfcat 5K going to join us? Yes. Oh, that's Shelby coming back.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
Did you hit a button?
Probably. I don't know.
Click that link. Anybody that's got
Since little Rona boy doesn't want to come hang out.
come on, Mark. I think we can. I got this thing set up. We can fit up to 10 people up here. And the more people that get in, the smaller the window looks, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no one's gonna stare at your cough.
And like I said, other than us, there's just one or two other people in here that we don't know. But hello, whoever you are.
Hi, friends.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, come on, Shelby. So what do you think about the re-signing of Cam Newton? I want to hear what your opinion is.
I don't really have much of an opinion on it. I feel like it was a good re-sign. Decent amount of money for him, and I think it was a solid deal for the Patriots in general, just because it leaves them with a little bit of wiggle room with cap space and enough to where they can pick up a rookie quarterback if they want. That way they can, do what Bill Belichick does and get someone exactly how he wants them.
Yeah, I think I only know what's on what Sports Center tells you. That's pretty good too. There you go. I got to post that. So, but yeah, I think it's shaping up to be a Bill Belichick esque season because he got exactly what he wanted. He got this squared away in a sense that makes him look like he's in control. And I think that Cam Newton has a good season. I don't think he has an MVP season. Not everybody can be Carson Wentz, but hey,
I don't think the Patriots will have a bad season.
I mean, it's gonna be better than this year.
I think it'll be like a 10-6 maybe at the best.
that's
And that's pushing it, I feel like.
Yeah, I guess I want to see how many people that tend to walk from that team if they lose their defensive holdouts this year that sit out because of COVID. I'm really curious to how that's all going. Do they come back to camp in shape? Did they sit on their ass all winter and not do anything? No, I don't know. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen when somebody sits out a season. That's also why I'm a little bit afraid of that. That offensive guard from uh, Oregon, Panay,
Panay.
because he sit for a whole season. I don't know what his work ethic was, but he could come back, overweight and bloated with no muscle mass and be a shit draft pick. I don't know. I
Yeah,
guess we'll wait for the combine.
that's like similar to Duvernay Tardif. I mean, he's been working as a doctor, but I don't I don't know how well he's been conditioning, or if he has been conditioning to where he will stay in shape, or if he has just been
Being a nurse.
working and being a doctor or nurse or whatever he is.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions coming in, so I guess the combine is going to be really cool. Uh, I'm sure the next couple of days we're going to have plenty to talk about in the NFL. Maybe not over the weekend, but I bet you on Monday morning you will start seeing some pretty cool signings from free agency.
All we've learned today is that Mark hates Cam Newton. That's what we can take away from this stream today.
He hates Cam Newton and wins his MVP.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the dude,
you sound like an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
he definitely sounds like a guy that's going to stand behind what he believes, right, wrong, or indifferent. So,
Oh, I
hey,
already knew that.
Cam is a bum. I mean, Cam may be a bum, but Cam wants to win.
Matt says the guy that's happy that the Colts got wins.
I know, man. You just got to think that if you get everybody up here, the amount of opinions that will flow when you can actually vocalize them, there's going to be some heated conversation, and that's what we're kind of going for, right? Just to get everybody, to pimp their own point. But
He
yeah,
said, "Hell, I'll take Newton over Wentz, bum ass." I agree with Mark though about New England. I think they might go 8-8 this year. It's definitely going to be better than last year, but it's not going to be Josh Allen and the Bills and Miami. They're going to be better. Those two teams.
yeah, Miami. I'm still on the fence if they're going to be better, worse, how they're
I
going
don't
to
know
be.
what's going to happen there yet, so
But
it's too early
but
to tell.
they're trending and to have another good season to make a playoff run.
I mean, if defense wins games, I think
Oh,
they
now
do.
I see what the whole point is. Ow!
What's up, guys?
Come
Probably haven't
on,
been
Mark.
drinking all day, but let's go.
Come on,
Where's,
Mark.
where's Mark at with his fucking bum Wentz?
Yeah.
Rhoda,
Hey.
where are you at?
So what do you think? Do you think I'm going to win my? Do you think I'm going to win my $50, or do you think Ogburn's going to win his $250? Or was you even?
I wasn't in here for that.
So he took Wentz for MVP for $50, and I gave him 5-1.
Huh. Dude.
For this season.
For this season. Hell, I got a $250 bet with Mark that the Colts wanted to win the playoffs game, the first playoffs game that they'll play, because their division's ass. I mean, they got the Titans, the Jaguars, and the Texans. The only good team's going to be the Titans out of that, so they won't make it past the first playoff game because Wentz is hell. He's in the shittier division, and they were still struggling with the Eagles, Washington,
That's what I said.
and the Cowboys. They fucking suck.
The NFC East is the ass of the NFL. I mean, it really is.
Yep. I think that's something we can all agree on right there.
Matt, you're a Ravens fan?
Hey,
huh? Yeah, I like
Ravens fan? Yeah, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember, but I thought so.
wait, what? Who? What? I was looking at Mark's comment.
Oh, Matt's a Ravens fan.
A Ravens fan?
Yep.
So that's like old school Cleveland Brown guy then.
Nah, I don't know. But we got Lamar, so that's pretty good. He just chokes during playoff games.
That sounds like Andy Dalton.
Yeah, but the Ravens will put money in the program, unlike the Bengals or hell, Dalton's with the Cowboys now.
For
Back
now.
But
Agent.
now he's a free agent, so he's not
I
with
was free
anybody.
agent now. Yeah, I'd be free agent too if I just spent $140 million on Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I heard that the Indianapolis Colts, they did a coin toss of what they wanted, if they wanted Wentz or Dalton, and it landed on heads, so they
Oh
took
yeah,
Wentz. I mean, it was that close of a comparison. I keep shooting fire. I keep firing shots at Mark. I'm hoping he'll come up here and just hang out with us for a little bit because it is kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
Surprised he hasn't jumped in at this point, like just to back himself up.
I don't know. I guess he probably feels like we're just going to gang up on him.
I'm down for that. Little ding ding.
At this point.
I like the Colts, but I don't like Wentz.
Yeah.
So that's where I stand in that side.
Well, I don't. So Philip Rivers went there, took the team 11-5, lost to the Bills in the playoff, but I don't think Wentz will do that. I don't. What do you say?
No.
Unless it's going to be a payout. Oh,
I can't see
Yeah,
any
right.
of the comments because on mobile it won't let me, but
Yeah. Well, let me hear it.
Put that on there, yeah. No. I can see the Colts doing well because they already have a good team. But they're not going to the Super Bowl, and Wentz is not winning MVP.
they'll probably get injured again, be out.
I mean, they have to beat the Bills, they have to beat the Chiefs, they have to beat the Ravens. The Browns,
realistically,
if they stay
I
good.
think. Yep.
Yeah, the Colts and the Browns are on the same line.
Yeah, I think that's pretty close. I feel like Philip, if he was still in here, he would disagree, but I feel like that's a pretty close
Well,
comparison.
now it depends if Odell goes to Tampa because that's I think that's what the rumor is going that they're trying to fire him. So you lost a decent wide receiver.
Yeah, but Baker Mayfield plays better without OBJ on the field.
Right. But
And they already cut one of their wide receivers that they had this year.
Yeah, it's like I said, we still don't know a whole lot about how these teams are going to look. We're talking about stuff based on this past year. These teams are going to be all different. You don't know what they're going to come out looking like from the draft. You don't know what they're going to look like through free agency. So, I mean, speculating is fun, but I don't think we really have a total picture of what we're going to see.
Also, back to Mark's last comment, he said Andy Dalton is better than Cam Newton. I think that's only if you can say Andy Dalton can get the ball off in less than 3 seconds and hit his target, whether they catch it or not. He can do that, and Cam Newton can't do that. Because Andy Dalton has never played in a game in his life where he had a good offensive line, except for the year they went 8-8.
What is that noise, Shelby?
She's on her phone, so
I don't know
even touching
if it's
the bottom
mine.
of it.
It is. I think. Yeah, it's yours because I can mute you and it kind of goes away.
Yeah, is your phone like the bottom of it, like touching anything?
It sounds like the little
only when
the little sounds like the little Ethiopian dude on South Park.
Starvin Marvin.
Yeah, Starvin Marvin.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah,
I wasn't throwing shade at you.
that's a good point, Mark. You know what? At least you're up here. At least you got your opinions and you stick to them. I gotta respect that. It's tough being a Cubs fan. I mean, I know they bought their World Series, but hey. I just have this tendency to be an asshole all the time. I can't help it.
I just feel like you're an asshole to Cubs fans in general.
I know my boss is a Cubs fan. How bad is that?
Must be pretty bad.
Well, I mean, he gets to gloat over, beating up on. The one thing that's worse than being a Cubs fan is being a Reds fan in this day and age, because they haven't got anything figured out. So, Good job, Mark.
Well, it goes back with the same thing.
Hey, my
Any
boss is
Cincinnati team, they don't put money into their sports programs.
Yeah, yeah. Mike Brown. I mean, they say that Mike Brown makes has the best bottom line of any team in the NFL. So it's not. He obviously knows how to make money, but I just don't think he cares that much about winning.
No, I think they were kind of banking in on Joe Burrow, getting them some ticket sales. Being injured and COVID and all that, so they lucked out this past year.
Yeah, it's I think Joe Burrow's gonna be good. I just hope they don't
If they don't kill
destroy him.
Oh.
They don't get him killed.
For the stats he was throwing up and losing games, dude, he was doing amazing stuff. He's pretty much like the Philip Rivers back in San Diego Chargers, where he'll throw like crazy amount of yards, crazy amount of touchdowns, but he has no defense.
Yeah,
He's
and that's
nothing.
okay. Yeah, you got here after that part of the conversation. We was talking about uh, Marvin Lewis. His defensive coordinators made them guys play with an edge. Mike Zimmer put them. They protected that middle, and this team that they got this year, they did not protect the middle. They did not. They didn't try to stop the run. They didn't protect the middle, and therefore they just got beat. And yeah, I said that.
Wait. Mark said "whoa" in all caps. Like, what is he woeing to?
I'm guessing that he's gonna hit the comment's gonna be something about that they don't. Wait a minute.
There it is. I knew it was about that. I knew you saying that was going to strike something. It just took a little longer.
Well, I mean, I don't even know what was their payroll that year. I mean, I don't have all those answers, but I can probably get them really quick. Because yeah, that's a fun topic there.
Well, hopefully, Red Sox cheat their way into another World Series. As long as they can cheat and get away with it, I'll be fine.
I mean, it's possible.
Dun, 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 dun. What year are we in? What year did they win the World Series, Mark?
Should have been 16.
I don't know why I said 19. It was a little bit before that.
It was either 16 or 15.
But whatever year that Kong movie came out, because I remember we went and saw it, and when he made the comment about the Cubs winning the World Series, Cody was like, "Well, they're like 20 years too late for that, or they have to wait about 20 years for that."
Yeah, it was 2016.
God, has it been that long already?
It doesn't feel like it.
One World Series, 4-3 over Cleveland. Let's see.
Ohio Twins, man.
I was just curious because I just wanted to look at the roster for the most part. There it is. I don't think Jake Arrieta, was he a Cubs prospect?
Was he? I'm not even for sure.
Yeah, Javier Baez was a Cub. He was on a rookie contract. Chris Bryant was on a rookie contract. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just curious. I know Aroldis Chapman didn't come from Chicago.
No, he was from Reds.
Let's see, where else is there some payroll on here? Contreras was in there, but his stats sucked. Let's see, who's this? Oh yeah, it was Dud. Was Dexter Fowler original Cub, or was he a Cardinal, or was it the reverse? Let's see. Oh, hey, there's a lifelong Cub right there, Jason Hayward.
I feel like Mark's like 2 seconds behind, like 2 minutes behind.
Yeah, it takes him a little while. Well, it's because the time delay on this is about 15 seconds.
Yeah, but I feel like we said the year like at least 2 minutes, like 120 seconds before that.
John Lackey and John Lester. I know Lester was a Red Sox, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. And I'm not even sure about this dude. Miguel Montero was making 14 million that year. Anthony Rizzo, there's a lifelong Cubby. Miguel Montero was making 14 million that year. Uh-oh. Mute. There's I mean
Mute.
well, let's see. But I think that's the true with any team. I can really say that Hector Rendon, 4.7. They had a lot of low pay guys that weren't making a ton of money. Are you going? Oh, there you go. Oh, it's Ben Zobrist was on that. I know he didn't come from there, so you know what? It's a combination, but it's still bought.
I feel like he's just gonna show up. He's just gonna show up in your front yard.
Well,
he knows where you're at.
That's true. I want to see what the overall team salary was that year.
You're gonna wake up and your whole front yard is gonna have Cubs flags in it.
That's cool. It won't hurt my feelings not one bit. I don't want to do the math, but that's a lot. Yay, Shelby.
I fixed it.
I got it.
I couldn't figure out what
twice.
It was,
but yeah, but there you go. I mean, some of the biggest pieces of that puzzle was pitchers, and I don't think all of them came through the Cubs farm system. So I think that's about a 50-50. I think we're about both right on that one to some degree.
I think you're throwing fighting words at him right now.
You think?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Let's see. I can. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say. I mean, they're pretty well stuck on their opinions. So I think I just like pissing people off. I think that's the fun part.
That's where Alex
hitting
gets
where it
from,
hurts.
then.
Hey, that apple did not fall far.
This dude was my friend all through high school. That's where I learned how to be an asshole.
Yeah, yeah, good times. You didn't talk to me for like 2 months.
Well, I've been in this chair.
We're going to talk Cubs. I'll be there, says Mark. Well, join on in.
What have we been doing?
I think we've been
talking about the Cubs, I think.
I mean, I still, you know what? I'm going to go back and change my mind again, because everybody that I keep coming to, with the exception of the 3 or 4 that he mentioned, was all trade bait. So I really don't. Let's see. Hold on. If this one's not a Cub for life. Oh, now see, that one was trade bait too. I think your statement's bullshit. I think they bought the World Series.
Did they still have a holiday at that time? They didn't, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
Matt's
pretty sure.
On the phone with Mark right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all bullshit. Let's see. Jake Arrieta was a trade. Javi Baez, he was right, was in the organization. Chris Bryant was in the organization. Let's go. Aroldis Chapman bought. Who the fuck is Chris Coughlin? Coughlin. Let's see. Hey, that's another trade. So I don't even know who the hell he was, but he was a trade. Let's see. Let's see if that one's actually a Cubby for life. Yes, he was. So Wilson Contreras, Chris Bryant, Javi Baez. There's 3. Dexter Fowler was trade. Jason Hayward was a trade. Let's look at this $16 million pitcher. Oh, he was a trade too. John Lackey. So there's another starting pitcher. Oh, God damn it.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, Shane, this is what we're going to talk about, all right? You just don't make a good baseball team from
What's that?
nothing, all right? You got to spend a little money to make some money.
So you bought the World Series.
No. Our biggest prospects, so you have Chris Bryant, MVP, Rookie of the Year. You got Javi Baez, eventually MVP, and then you got Schwarber, Almora Jr., who was a big part of that tag up in Game 7. You have Pedro Strop. Obviously, Aroldis Chapman was not. Dexter Fowler was a free agent signing. Jason Hayward was a free agent signing. John Lester was a free agent signing.
John Lackey was a free agent signing.
Okay, John Lackey was, but he wasn't a part of he didn't play much of a big World Series role, but yes, he was on the season.
But they paid him $16 million that year.
I mean, he was a workhorse for the Boston, all right?
The only other one you got on there that you can really stick to on that is Anthony Rizzo. After that.
We had picked up Anthony Rizzo before the Cubs were even good.
That was probably the best draft that they had.
Yeah.
What about Concepcion? What about him?
Who? Concepcion?
Yeah, Gerardo.
Yeah, he was on. I don't even know who the hell that is.
I don't know.
Pay him anything.
I don't know who that is.
He was a pitcher.
He was
Gerardo.
Gerardo.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'll show you.
Was he on the plate? Was he on the postseason roster?
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
I don't know who the hell he is.
I don't know who he is either.
That was his rookie year though. But anyway, I think that the core of that team was in the pitching, because pitching wins World Series, and most every pitcher that was getting paid any kind of money was trade.
Okay, but to be fair, when we made the trade to the Orioles for Pedro Strop and Jake Arrieta, they were both bums. They were both bums. Like Jake Arrieta they sent him down to AAA, and then he just became
Mark.
Obviously a Cy Young. He became a Cy Young winner.
Hey, Mark.
Yo, what's up?
Carson Wentz is a bum.
Dude, what? Carson Wentz is going to win MVP.
Hang on. Give me a second. Carson Wentz is a bum.
You all are going to eat your words. When he wins MVP, every single one of you better have a Carson Wentz jersey.
I'll wear one.
I'll buy you one if you win.
You're not wearing it. You're buying it. I'll buy them all.
Yeah, you wouldn't catch me dead wearing that shit. I'll just pay you the money, not talk to you.
He's going to win MVP, and he's going to win Comeback Player of the Year. Both.
Where did he come back from?
From being
having a shitty season?
From being a bum.
Anyone can win Comeback Player of the Year when they come from Philadelphia. So.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you got to say that he's going to a tougher division, and because the NFC East is full of bums. So I mean, as a player standpoint, I mean, he is a good quarterback. I'm not going to argue that he can play if he can keep his head straight, but I mean, he's really coming from a shit division, going to a better division, but at least he'll have a team this year. So, he's got a chance if he just doesn't flake out like some idiot and do dumb shit.
Well, I think the biggest factors are the coaching staff. All the coaching staff that was with him in that MVP season are now on the Colts staff. So
so far, the season hasn't even started yet. There's 24 players in the MVP race. Trevor Lawrence is on there. You know who's not on there?
Well, he was Carson Wentz. It was after he got hurt. Ever since he got hurt, it's never been the same. And then you have Philadelphia
Carson Palmer.
So Philadelphia drafts Jalen Hurts. The kid's going to be a stud probably. They were pushing Carson Wentz out the gate ever since he got hurt. So of course your morale is going to be low. You're demoralized. You don't want to play there no more.
Then why did they give him
I'd
such
be
a big
shit
deal?
too.
Then why did they give him such a big deal?
So now he's gonna come to Indianapolis to Lucas Oil Stadium, and he's gonna take the team. They're probably gonna lose 3 games, maybe.
They're gonna lose. They're gonna only win about 7 games.
Oh,
They're gonna be.
wait. Are they scheduled to play the NFC East?
I haven't looked.
Well, if that's the case, they might win a few more.
It don't matter. Literally don't matter who they play.
I think it does matter who they play because
No.
let's God dang, this is fun. Let's find out.
Okay, so Carson Wentz is just above with the DraftKings odds right now. Carson Wentz is just above Joe Burrow at plus 4,000. Joe Burrow's at plus 5,000.
He's gonna have double the season of Joe Burrow, guaranteed.
Dude, if Joe Burrow stays healthy and he doesn't get sacked every other play, he's gonna kick Wentz ass in stats and everything.
He won't even get close.
He's gonna have the comeback play or whatever. Come back from a broken what? No, did he break his leg or was it like torn ligaments?
He tore his ACL.
Tore his ACL?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they had to like redo his knee.
Yeah.
If Dak doesn't do anything at all, he might get
y'all
come
are
back.
asleep. Y'all are asleep right now.
Well, I'm wide awake. The Colts.
No,
have
you're
to,
sleeping.
The Colts have to beat the Chiefs.
Hey,
They'll beat the Chiefs.
Hey,
Okay.
time out. I got to read this off for y'all really quick, just
All right.
so I want to see what everybody feels about this. Game 1 for the Indianapolis Colts is at the Arizona Cardinals. Game 2,
They beat them.
game
Dude,
2 is at the Baltimore Ravens.
So they
Game
beat them.
Okay.
Game 3 is at Buffalo.
All right.
not beat
We
them.
start the season off 3-0. I don't see the problem there.
Okay.
0-3 maybe.
Y'all are
game-
sleeping.
Here you go. Game 4 is at Houston. There, that might be a fair
That's
one.
four.
They might get a win there.
That's 4. That's 4-0. That's easy.
And then they come back and they play Houston 2 weeks in a row. Who have made this fucking schedule?
We might go undefeated.
Then they got Jacksonville, Tennessee, and then New England. All at home.
That's an easy stretch right there.
Yep. Then they get the Jets.
New England. That's probably easy.
New England's a bum. They're
New
bums.
England is a bomb, and so is the Jaguars.
So
That's what I'm saying. We might go undefeated.
Okay.
So after that it goes Rams, Seahawks, Raiders.
Well, Seahawks, they ain't got a quarterback now, so.
And that's a good point.
I don't think they're beating the Rams defense.
Yeah, they are.
You
You forgot, dude. We were top 5 defense ourselves. Y'all are asleep.
What is you being a top 5 defense?
You have
Well,
to do with your offense.
Well,
Yeah, your offense is not going to beat the number 1 defense in the league.
our offense is monsters. We have T.Y. Hilton. We'll have Carson Wentz in prime form. We just had a first 1,000-yard rusher since Edgerrin James in 2003.
T.Y. Hilton's a free agent. I don't even know that he's going to be back.
Nah,
T.Y.
he'll be
Hilton
back.
won't be back. Nah, I don't think so.
Y'all asleep. Y'all are snoozing.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't think there's a chance. There's a pretty good chance T.Y. Hilton will still be there because I still.
So if T.Y. Hilton does leave, then that does spell trouble. But
Yeah, but T.Y. Hilton is already peaked. I mean, he's still good. He put up stats this year, but he's not as good as he used to be.
Wait a second. If you're hinging your season on the play of T.Y. Hilton at 31 years old as the wide receiver slot, I think you got bigger problems.
no. I'm not saying it's T.Y. Hilton's be all end all. I'm saying that is a good veteranship to have in the locker room, and he's a good receiver.
Okay, you want to hear my personal opinion, and it's not nothing about Carson Wentz.
All
But
right.
The only way they're going to win games is if they can keep all their running backs healthy because every running back on their team are monsters.
The monsters. Yeah.
All 3 of them. Marlon Mack, or whatever his name is, Jonathan Taylor, and the other guy that I cannot remember his name, that they just started playing him towards the end of the year.
Probably the only reason Carson Wentz doesn't win MVP is just because they run the ball more and it works. That's probably it.
Well, that means the running backs and offensive line wins the game, not Carson Wentz.
Well, I mean, he was still at the helm. He's still out there calling plays. Y'all are just not giving credit.
I am giving credit.
Wait, I said that they're going to win their division. I truly believe that because
I said they were going to win their division also.
Well, that's like saying the Cubs aren't going to win their division. We all know they're going to win it.
oh, oof.
I mean,
Well, I know Cincinnati ain't going to be competitive.
That I can probably agree with.
Might have a good season.
The only one in the NL Central who even gets competitive is maybe St. Louis.
Maybe what Milwaukee's just going to fall off the planet.
They have no pitching staff, and from the words of Shane, pitching staff wins World Series.
That's true.
They have none. Their number one starter is Brandon Woodruff. Yeah, go ahead and tell me his stats. But you can't.
Yeah, it's not excellent, I would say. But
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 4 teams out of, even though it was a COVID shortened season, 4 teams out of the Central did make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bad showing from every single one of them, but you live and you learn.
Wow, yeah, it's like this. I mean, who's going to beat the Dodgers this year?
I mean, it's true. It's the Cubs in 6 probably, but we don't know.
I love his fucking confidence, man. I really fucking do.
Too much.
I mean, you must have never met him because I think he's been like this since the day I met him.
No, he just was always quiet and respectful once upon a time.
I mean, maybe, but he's still very. He supports everything he says.
That's true.
Oh,
man.
100%. If I'm saying it, I'm supporting it.
I've never, you know what I never noticed about Mark until tonight is that when he gets upset, that fucking hillbilly comes out in his accent.
All right. Just because I'm from the boonies doesn't mean we gotta call it out. All right.
It's okay,
I'm
man.
I'm from the same place you all are from, just different part of the holler.
We're not from Carrollton.
Well, I'm not from Carrollton either.
Well, I know that, but that was what you were insinuating.
So, yeah.
I don't know anything about Kentucky, guys. I don't.
As you're wearing a shirt that literally just says Kentucky on it.
It doesn't, though.
So we got here.
It says Kentucky basketball.
One of my
not a good shirt
97
you're wearing
Chicago
right now.
Cubs shirts that I own.
I think that's all right. Our wardrobes probably do look really, really similar. Just different teams.
Yeah, it must suck waking up every day and just being wrong.
So what's the influence behind the 70s porno stash, man? I mean, what you got going on with that look?
Well, right now it's like it's coming down, but what I'm doing is first of all, the trucker life, it's a rough one out there. But
I don't think Matt's
usually don't have the goatee. I usually ain't got the
I don't
goatee.
think Matt's struggling.
I just look like this.
Yeah, you can't look. You're looking at Matt. You can't even tell his beard from his shirt. I mean, it's just melts right in.
Well, okay, so I can't complete the goatee, nor can I grow a beard. So what I had been doing, I've been rocking like the Dale Earnhardt Sr. mustache, but I've letting it grow out. So it's just kind of.
You look like a gunslinger, like you're ready to ship.
It's just kind of like. It's not trimmed or anything. See, you got to catch me on a good day. Next time, I'll trim it up for you, Shane. I'll look pretty for you.
Hell yeah. Bring that shit on. If we was actually in here at a decent hour, there would probably be about 30 people in here, and we'd be getting hammered in chat, guaranteed.
Oh, drinking? Shit, I might go grab a beer right now.
Drinking.
I'll be right back.
This is tons of fun. Mark, I definitely admire your thought process.
There's logic there when it needs to be.
Well, I just don't think it's. I think it's ambitious, but not realistic.
Whoa, what part's not realistic? I've said nothing but realism today.
Dude, no, Wentz fucking sucks. Get through your thick fucking head. He
The
sucks.
dude led Philadelphia to a championship. I don't know what makes you sucky about that. I just don't understand it.
And won it all.
Next
The only
you'll be saying Tom Brady isn't the GOAT. Then
Tom
you'll
Brady
just be
is
wrong.
not
Tom Brady throws 6 yards.
Let me count the rings.
Count them. He has with Tom
Yeah.
Brady though. He takes
Tom
pay.
Brady's the GOAT.
He'll bring in like
Just
all-star
hey,
players.
Alex, you can be salty that he just bent the Chiefs over all you want, but he's still the GOAT. All right,
I'm not even mad about that.
he's the
never
GOAT. I don't
liked Tom
understand how you.
Brady.
Out
How can you disagree?
out of everything that has ever involved Tom Brady, the Chiefs losing to him in the Super Bowl is not one of the things that I
Like-
dislike about him.
No one even gets like. I'm not. I mean, like, I'm glad Tom Brady's not with
He
the
went to a
Patriots,
team that
but
was already a Super Bowl caliber team that just needed a quarterback. So he didn't do anything special there.
he didn't do anything special. The man had a great season. You're just a Tom Brady hater. You're just a
Half
Tom
of
Brady
his
hater.
games, he threw as many interceptions as he did picks. He was almost another Jameis Winston. He just had a
But-
couple more wins.
He got a ring. That's all that matters. He got the ring. He's got jewelry.
Who cares? The number of rings doesn't make him any more inferior to me.
He's just there's no one even close to him in quarterback status. I'm gonna be honest.
How do you feel about Peyton Manning?
I'm a Colts fan. I'm a Peyton Manning super fan. But when you get personal matchups and everything else, Tom Brady still outweighs them and everything.
You want to know why Tom Brady has as many rings as he does?
Because he's good. I mean,
Because he's
so-
never had a
so-
bottom 10 defense.
It's always been great.
I mean,
Man,
that doesn't sound like his problem. That just sounds like a good team organization, if you ask me.
He's always had a good defense.
Well, okay. Well, then why didn't Cam Newton come in there and just win a ring? It's because his
Because
ass.
three of
starters
their
opted out.
defenders were out for COVID.
Yeah, those were out for COVID, and the rest of their starters opted out.
That's because they were like, well, Cam Newton's the quarterback.
No, they opted
We're
out.
They opted
fucking-
out before.
We're out of here. Cam Newton's trash. So they said, you know what? We out of here. I wouldn't want to play on that team either with Cam Newton at the helm.
So let's go back to your logic. With when Carson Wentz leads the Eagles to the Super Bowl that year, did it change? Did it matter anything that they had a top 3 defense that year? Does that weigh into that?
I mean, yeah,
Not
it's
at
going to
all,
help.
right?
It's going to help. I mean, you all just like are acting like it just every quarterback wins without the defense, but the defense is good. Like, yeah, you got to have a good defense to win some championships.
I
But
don't think we're saying
defense
that
actually wins
you
Super Bowls.
still have got to have an offense. You still
No,
got to have
seriously.
it.
The only way I'll ever respect Tom Brady is if he goes to the Detroit Lions and wins a Super Bowl.
I honestly think Tom Brady could go anywhere and probably win a Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, because
Not without bringing 10 players with him.
Yeah, here's
They doesn't need- they follow him. That's how much of an item. That's how like
No. He
The locker
probably
room
paid those guys
presence.
off.
they
He
probably
just got-
call him because they know
probably
he's
said, "Here,
taking
guys."
money and they can get more money through him.
he's got the locker room presence. That's what you want to follow. That's a leader.
Because didn't he sign for
He
a
probably
4-year
kisses, he
contract?
kisses them all on the mouth. That's how it gets him going.
I'd let Tom Brady kiss me right in the fucking mouth. I don't care. You kidding me?
Pretty sus.
Hey, that means I'm in the room with Tom Brady. That is some knowledge right there to be had. All right.
If
And
I were in the room with Tom Brady, I'd kick him right in the balls. That's it.
if the cost was a kiss on the mouth from Tom Brady to learn some knowledge from that man, you know,
I'd rather,
fucking smack
I'd
him
rather
here.
learn from Big Ben than fucking Tom Brady.
Well, you're a Ravens fan. You don't know winning, so get out of here.
Oh, okay, I don't know winning.
Yeah, your quarterback
When's the last time
stumbles over his own feet.
won the Super Bowl?
Colts won the Super Bowl.
When's
It's
the
been
last
a couple years. It's been a handful of years, but they got it. Where's your ring?
2013 and I believe 97.
So it's been a moon for both of us.
Yours like 2007,
It's still a ring. I don't understand.
but it's still been a minute. Has it been? It's been like 2 decades.
All
technically.
rings count the same as one.
Okay.
Which means, does that mean Tom Brady's 7 rings only count as one?
Well, he's got 7 different rings. I'm talking about each individual ring. Like just because it was won 10 years ago or last year or 1976, it's still a Super Bowl ring.
That's
So
spoken like
the
a
argument,
Cubs
that's
fan
like
right
saying
there.
the Cubs just hadn't won World Series in 100 years, but they've won. They won 2 World Series. Do you discredit their 1901 and 1902
Probably.
season?
Probably should.
I mean, maybe. No one was
Was
like,
that
no one cares.
I mean, we went back to back in 1906 and 1907, but they're both
that doesn't
they're
even
World
count,
Series
man.
rings. They're World Series rings. You
Well,
don't
hell,
discredit them
Red
just
Sox
because
went
they
back
won
to
100 years
what are
ago.
they made out of? Corn?
Build it and they will come. I don't know. All right. They were probably playing with bouncy balls and wooden sticks, but who knows? They won it. All right. That's all that mattered.
God damn it.
Like that's the point I'm trying to make is it doesn't matter when the ring is won. It's still a ring.
All right. Well,
You can be
I don't see Wentz ever winning a Super Bowl with the Colts. Ever. Never.
man, I can't wait to see all 5 of you in a Carson.
Man, I can't wait to see my grandma roll in her grave when they do.
Well, she better get the fucking churning then. I would put her on a freaking roller like a shish kebab, right? And she's gonna be rolling. Cause Carson Wentz I'm telling you, you all are snoozing. Y'all making some
Usually broke.
Every
You're the
time
one
you tell me
sleeping.
I'm snoozing, you end up wrong.
Yeah, go make me get cookies now.
Where'd you get them from Matt's grandma?
They'll be 20 years fucking stale.
Man, you guys are fucking awesome. Every last one of you. I don't care.
Don't tell Mark that. It's gonna go to his head.
Nah,
Oh, it's already there.
He's
Yeah,
That
it's
person
already
stuff
there.
is fucking
He counts
NFL.
that as a
I'm
ring.
already inflated.
Yeah, he just counted that as a ring, man. I don't. That's Carson Wentz Super Bowl ring right there.
Hey, at least the Cubs have a ring. Cincinnati, they're still looking for theirs.
Wait, what?
I said Cincinnati's still looking.
You're talking about the Reds or the Bengals? Because technically the Reds won in what, 91?
Well, I'm talking about the
So
Bengals.
that's a ring. Oh, well,
You
you
can't
just
compare
said
two different
Cubs.
sports.
That's 2 different sports we're talking about now. Thank you, Shelby.
All rings are the same in every sport.
What? Oh,
Shut
God.
the hell up.
Jesus Christ.
Like y'all were, you just mentioned Carson Wentz, and I mentioned Cincinnati. That's the same.
Hey, Mark. Do you drive truck, right? You guys drive truck together, right?
Yeah,
Do you have to take drug tests?
yeah.
How the fuck do you pass them?
I don't do drugs. You never catch me with a drug. All right.
Well, you're smoking something. I don't know what the fuck it is, but something today.
No, it's called passion.
Ugh.
You
called-
said today, but this is every
That's called
day.
Rona brain.
Yeah, he's got Rona brain.
He's just got Rona brain.
I think
No.
I think passion and ignorance go hand in hand.
Hey, you wouldn't be wrong.
I mean, I gotta say that I don't think the Cubs are going to win a World Series this year. They may make the playoffs.
I remember back in 2016 when they said, "Well, the Cubs are down 3-1. It's over. We'll get them next year." And you know what happened then? We came back and we beat them.
Their bot fucking pitching took over.
I just don't understand.
Technically, you got to buy everyone. Every team is odd. You got to pay the fucking players no matter what.
Our farm system had done so good though. Like those core infielders were 4 out of 5 were.
And you know why they were playing? You know why they played them that whole season and they got all that playing time? Because they spent way too much fucking money on pitching.
I mean, John Lester will arguably probably go down as the greatest free agent signing in Cubs history. So, hey, scared money don't make money. All right.
That sounds like something would be on the back of one of those Yeehaw Boys trucks in Carrollton.
Hey, Scared money. You can't be scared now.
I mean, everybody makes the same argument. The Yankees, because they spend so much in payroll. The Dodgers, the Dodgers have to cut and trade to stay under the luxury tax. I mean,
Yeah.
those teams are the ones that, there's no salary cap in baseball. If there was, Chicago wouldn't be nowhere near where they're at.
Well, Yankees would be nowhere where they're at.
Yeah,
LA probably.
Then you would
would
have
have
the
signed-
Tampa Bay. You would have Tampa Bay Rays winning every year because they develop players all the
Well,
way through.
Yeah. I guess they better get some new owners to spend some money then. I don't know what to tell them. That sounds like their problem.
I gotta say, that's just the same. You're right. That is a World Series. They get a ring for that, but I don't think, but only one of their starting pitchers was brought up through their organization. So,
Yeah, only one was, but when you look at the trade that we made for Jake Arrieta, no one knew that this man was going to have the greatest second half of baseball in history. No one knew that. The dude was a bum, a straight bum. They sent him down to AAA to get his mechanics back. And then you got fucking poof. You have 2016 Cy Young winner out of nowhere. Like, you just can't teach that. That was just luck.
probably
Honestly.
didn't have any. I gotta say that was because he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing once he left.
No, when he went to Philadelphia, when he signed that 3-year contract with Philadelphia after he left the Cubs, the dude was a bum again. So
Yeah. Maybe maybe to your point earlier, maybe that all them young infielders, they carried him with defense.
Yeah, because Javi Baez, Gold Glover. That's when we had Ben Zobrist. Granted, Ben Zobrist isn't with the squad anymore, but you had his leadership.
So we're back to the statement that defense wins championships. Carson Wentz is a fucking bum.
That does not make sense.
I'll drink to that.
That does not. That's not a valid point.
Do you see that I just served it up and I fed him and I fed him and then I fed him and I used his own words against him?
If we're going to defense wins championships, then that's just saying it shouldn't matter what quarterback it is. Then it could be fucking like you said, Jamarcus Russell could come out there. Why didn't he win a ring? Well, it's because the dude was drugged out of his mind. He didn't watch film. You still got to be able to play the quarterback position, which Carson Wentz can do.
You're right. He can play it until he gets hurt or until his feelings get socked, and then he turns into a loser.
No, he's going to have that Indianapolis fight in him. And, if he has a bad play, the defense is going to kick him into high gear. Because, our defense last year was incredible. Top 5, scored the most points on defense. And then, you add in a young stud like Carson Wentz MVP, and then, who knows? We might go perfect. It might just be a New England season all over again. Who knows?
Oh, dude, if they go perfect, I will just jump off the Prestonville Bridge.
I'm going to film it.
So back to Houston players and former Houston players. Do you guys see where DeAndre Hopkins agreed to a 2 more year extension?
They did not.
That's
with
tragic.
Arizona, $54.5 million.
Did you say he's trash?
No, I said that's tragic.
Oh, I thought you said he's trash. I was literally I was about to cut you off.
Yeah, no more.
He's no T.Y. Hilton, but, he's close.
I don't think he's worth that.
No.
Especially while they're trying to build a team.
Especially since they traded their draft pick to the Dolphins for the first round 3rd pick for the season. And then, they got rid of J.J. Watt. And, Watson isn't going to be worth a fuck. He doesn't want to play there, so he's just going to half-ass it more than likely. So he's just waiting until 25 to leave to go somewhere where he can work with them. So,
And
wasted $55 million for nothing.
I got a notification a little bit ago, and it was talking about the Dolphins got who was it? guy from the Raiders. Lynn Bowden.
Lynn Bowden.
Yeah, they picked up Lynn Bowden. I don't know how well he's gonna fit in, but
Who knows? This might be competitive.
I mean, he's taken away from the Raiders' competitiveness, and they already didn't have much of that. So
No, hell, they should just stay in Oakland.
I agree with that. Who wants to take a sports team and put them in Vegas?
I mean,
that's where money is.
Though, you know. Why would they take the San Diego and just move them over to Los Angeles when their attendance is like our high school games filled with people?
Yep.
Hey, Mark, did you know that Carson Wentz didn't have a QBR last year over 76?
Oh, my God. See, it's all about the past, all right?
Where else are we going to talk about? The future? Are you a sidekick?
Yeah.
Well, he thinks he is.
Yeah.
Perfect season.
Like I said, his mental was done. He had already left Philly before that. He'd already left Philly. All right. He was long gone because, he got hurt. They drafted Jalen Hurts. I mean, if you just draft a stud quarterback behind you, I mean, you're already a stud, then you draft a stud, then you got to think, do they even want me here? I just led this team to a Super Bowl, and now they're going to turn their backs on me. So then, he's demoralized. He doesn't want to play. He got hurt. His coaching staff left. And so now he's got to learn all these new guys. So now he's coming to Indianapolis, playing inside the nice dome.
Yeah,
and it's just going to
be change everything, huh?
And that coaching staff, that our great defense, I mean, it's like a match made in heaven, honestly. It's just it's like sounds too good to be true that we have this stud in Indianapolis now. Like I said, he's going to have high morale. He's going to have high energy. The passion's going to be there again. He's going to show that cannon off.
Dude, I bet you the first game he doesn't even throw 200 fucking yards.
I'll bet you $50 he does.
All right, $50. It's all going to be mostly Russian.
All right. It won't matter. He'll throw for like.
All right. Be throwing the negatives.
You're asleep, Matt.
I'm asleep. Yeah, you're right. I'm asleep.
Snoozing. Snoozing about as much as Alex is snoozing.
Talking to you. Yeah, that's all.
Shane snoozing too.
How the fuck do you all drive in a truck together? You're just two fucking totally different fucking personalities.
Well, not really. Just when it comes to sports, Matt just has
like. Wentz, man. I think Wentz is trash. I think he's like Zeke Elliott, and Dak Prescott, where they're just wasting money on fucking runs.
It's Dak, Zeke, and Amari Cooper. They're both like the highest paid in their positions this season.
And they fucking suck. Dude, Lamar Jackson ran more yards than Elliott did. And Lamar's a fucking quarterback.
I'm pretty sure Cam Newton probably ran more yards than him.
Division, so he should be running through them. If I'm getting paid that much, dude, I'll be fighting every fucking yard. But no, he was only averaging like 2 yards per fucking carry. Fucking bum. You might as well just go play with Wentz.
Oh, well, that would make Mark happy. Because then he would be a great fucking running back.
I mean, if Ezekiel came over, man, that guy, we'd probably change him. We don't need him, but he'd probably have that.
Season. He had one good season, and then get that big contract, and then he said, hey, I got all this money. I'm not going to do anything now.
Exactly.
And Prescott, I don't know. We'll see what he does. He's not terrible, but I guess it just depends on what year it falls on to where he'll actually do something.
It was a shame that guy got hurt last year, honestly, because he was having a pretty phenomenal season, like a season that a real quarterback should have.
Hello? Did you say it was a shame that someone got hurt and they didn't have a good season? That's a shame that you said that.
Yeah.
I know a guy who did that.
Yeah, but he had a team that went ahead and won the Super Bowl that year, but his stats pretty much since then is mediocre.
Like, it's the same with Dak Prescott. He doesn't want to play there. He's demoralized. He just
Why
signed the
would he sign
contract
for a
just to get some
4-year
money.
contract deal? Of course he wants to.
Well, you
If I
just
get
threw
guaranteed
if
$75
you
million
throw
or something like that, I'll
if you throw $150 million in my face, I'm like, oh hell yeah, no one else is gonna pay me this, so hell yeah, I'll take this.
well, yeah. I mean, he's not a fool.
Well,
Matt, Dallas
makes-
Cowboys would offer you 2 McChickens and a Happy Meal, and you'd sign for them.
oh,
Dude, we're talking about, wait, can it be Spice McChicken? Because,
No, just regular.
I still take I'm a whore for some McChicken.
Exactly.
in all honesty, though,
he'll
that
get
is
traded.
a pretty solid point. A lot of players take a downturn once they get a big contract. I mean, that's fair.
They get big headed.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I mean-
Cam Newton. Cam Newton's a bum.
Or they're
How
I
much
think,
is the contract deal? Was it
It's like
18?
4 years, something.
No, it's only 1 year
Oh,
extension.
Cam?
Cam Newton.
Oh,
Was
Cam
it
Newton.
18 mil?
It's
And-
like close to 14.
Is 14, and then I'm assuming if he plays through the season, be like 18 or something.
No, 14. That's after incentives.
That's after incentives. Okay.
Yeah, it's something like $6 million before.
Okay. I must have looked at something different because I saw someone getting like 18 mil, but
Well, he's robbing the Patriots. I'll tell you that much.
No, he's not.
I don't
He's
think
robbing
he
them.
is at this point.
I would have
I
signed
mean-
him to a league minimum, $750,000.
I mean, realistically, I wouldn't sign Cam Newton, but I mean, if they don't have
Yeah,
any other options, they might as well just keep him.
I
Until
would
they
have signed Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick said he's probably going to retire because he's not going to be able to sign anywhere. Ryan Fitzpatrick is twice the man Cam Newton is.
Dude, Ryan
I
Fitzpatrick.
mean, twice the
Fitz
man.
magic.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is a beast.
God, I would have rather seen him end up in fucking Indy than goddamn Carson Wentz.
Dude, I said that.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, either of them would have been good. But
You know
Carson
what?
Wentz is just the smarter choice.
If Carson Wentz would have ended up in Chicago and we were talking about him right now, you'd be talking about him like he was absolute dog shit.
No,
Guaranteed.
I have always liked Carson Wentz. I'm a Carson Wentz fan.
Well, that's a damn shame.
I was hoping either we get Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott, or Derek Carr. I was fine with either of them.
Why would you want Derek Carr?
You are
No.
Alex. You need to go to bed. You're sleeping. You're
Wow,
done.
Derek Carr is trash.
You No, he is not.
If they were smart, they would have started Marcus Mariota for the whole season.
no, you are out of your mind if you think Marcus Mariota is better than Derek Carr. There's no
I mean-
shot in hell.
I wouldn't
feel-
have believed
Derek
that.
Carr's a good quarterback, and the Raiders probably could have went all the way if he didn't get hurt, if he didn't get his leg crushed.
He pulled his groin.
Fucking groin.
He got his leg crushed.
He did not
He
get his
pulled
leg
his groin.
crushed.
So was
He pulled his
Alex
groin.
Smith got his leg crushed.
Alex Smith got his leg crushed playing.
Well,
for
he
the
was
Bucs.
Alex Smith was always average anyways.
Dude, when he came back, he put on some fucking
He's-
numbers. He did what fucking Wentz couldn't do.
Exactly.
Alex Smith is, I mean, he's always been like average. You know, he's not a bad quarterback, but he's not like great.
Yeah, that's Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz is like, yeah, he's like,
No,
okay,
Carson Wentz
whatever.
won Super Bowl though. Carson
Yeah, I
Wentz
can't
won
wait.
Super Bowl.
Dude, I swear to God, Mark, I don't care where we're at. We're just gonna stop and watch the fucking every Colts game just so I can talk shit
I
about
hope so. It's gonna be a damn shame when they go perfect.
it. Dude, again, if they go perfect, I'm jumping off that bridge.
It's gonna be a
Amanda
damn
said
shame.
Bro, if the Colts do perfect, I'll give you $100 and take you to dinner.
Damn, I'm gonna get a payday football season. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, $100 and dinner wherever you want, whatever you want.
Oh, well, I got a lot of time to
Amanda-
think about it.
Amanda over here, the Giants fan, says Carson Wentz is garbage
And Derek Carr.
and Derek
said
Carr is
that?
trashy.
She needs to chat in the chat so everyone can see.
Start using the chat.
I'm looking
Just
at the chat. I
add
haven't seen
to
it.
the chaos. No one.
She's messaging us on Messenger.
Oh, where'd he go?
Oh, we lost Matt.
He's probably just sick of listening to Mark's mouth.
Hey, this mouth runs. I tell you, it runs.
Oh, there he is.
Did you
Wait,
just
wait.
go have to puke a little bit there, Matt? From
No,
listening to this?
I'm not used to this mouse. I accidentally hit the side of it and it'll just go back or forward depending on which one you hit. But
Fair.
Well, I think Mark's running out of steam. I think he's
I'm running out of
got his
steam.
point.
Y'all can't keep up with me. That's just the thing.
Bro,
You really don't have a valid point because Wentz has proved to do nothing in such a shitty division.
He's got a ring that
Dude,
was
yeah, he got a ring.
75%. It was 75%.
I
The
firmly
reason.
believe that if they would have made it to the Super Bowl and Wentz never got hurt, they would not have a ring.
You're crazy, but you also can't prove that.
I can't prove that, but I feel like it's more true. Like, I like Nick Foles better than Carson Wentz.
Well, that's just foolish. Nick Foles had 2 good games in his career.
Put that comment up there, Dad.
Which one?
The one that just came on.
What is it? I can't.
There we go.
Oh, that's
There
awesome.
it is.
I mean, it must. I mean, you have to wake up every day and just have a wrong opinion. That's just gotta suck. I
mean,
couldn't wake up every day and just be wrong. I don't know how I'd do it.
I'd rather have Carr than Wentz, honestly.
I
So-
would take Derek Carr over Carson Wentz any day. But
So we're
I
so
agree
we're
they're
gonna-
both trash.
Y'all are sleeping.
let's play a game, okay? This is the game. I'm going to read out some statistics. I'm going to give you 2 options at quarterback, and you guys pick one.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play this game.
All right.
I thought this game is favored.
Career completions, 1,562. Out of a career attempts, 2,492. Of a completion percentage of 62.8. 113 TDs to 50 interceptions, 16,000 yards, and a lifetime NFL passer rating of 89.2. Am I talking about Carson Wentz or am I talking about Nick Foles?
Nick Foles.
Foles.
And why do you
Okay,
think?
now, what are the age differences? Let's hear those.
Look, we're doing statistics. I gave you
Oh,
lifetime
okay, so
statistics.
we're not doing the stats. That okay?
Are we doing is that Foles or is that Wentz?
Shoot, I don't know.
Completion percentage 62. A
Wentz is not
lifetime
even in the
pass.
league long enough to throw whatever many passes you said. 2,600. Is that what you said?
2492.
Yeah, he's not even been in the league that long, so that's not even possible.
So then you're going Nick Foles too.
You have to. That just make logical sense.
It's Carson Wentz. Nick Foles has better statistics.
Oh,
He has better?
Damn.
All right.
You got us all on that one.
Yeah, I was beat on that one. I didn't even think. Damn, he's really throwing 2,400 passes. I didn't think he's been in the league that long.
Nick
Can y'all
Foles has got. He's only 1% higher completion percentage. He's still at the same. He's almost 3-1 in touchdowns to interceptions. He's got a lifetime NFL passer rating of 87.1. They're almost identical.
all right. Put Amanda's next comment up. She wants us to talk about Daniel Jones.
Oh, now here we go. I think we can all
All right.
agree that guy's not going to make it in the NFL.
No. He's
Well,
going to
hold
last
on,
maybe
hold on,
one
hang
more
on.
year.
Mark probably loves him.
No, I don't know anything about him. Let me be honest.
I don't know
I'm
much.
gonna look up some statistics
It's
this
the
year.
dude they binged Eli Manning for.
Oh,
Oh, him? That?
Yeah, he's trash.
Oh,
So-
the Giants are just trash.
I'm not going to lie to you. Once Eli was out of the Giants quarterback, I couldn't even tell you who the quarterback was.
So for his 2020 season, he had 2,943 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions with an 80.4% QB rating.
Oh, that's better than Carson Wentz, and he is trash.
Yeah. The year before that, he had 3,027 yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and an 87.7% rating.
Oh, that's better than Carson Wentz. So he's definitely a Super Bowl champion, right?
Yeah, and he had
You would think.
I mean, you all. I'm just like, y'all better just when it comes around, y'all better put your money where your mouth is. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, let me put it this way. I would take Colt McCoy.
Now you're just now you are just grasping for straws now. You are just grasping.
Daniel Jones got hurt, and they put Colt McCoy in, and they did good.
Yeah.
Dude, Colt McCoy is a bum. He's always been a bum. That's like saying
Carson Wentz is a bum.
Carson Wentz is a bum.
he's got a piece of jewelry. All right,
He
earned it.
You can't talk about Colt McCoy, the Texas boy, that way.
Nah, he's pretty bad. He's never made it.
He's never been given a chance to make it. Is the problem?
Oh, no,
So,
he can't be given a chance. He's bad.
Philip said Carson Wentz is what you get when you cross Ed Sheeran with Prince Harry.
I don't give a hell what he looks like. He won a ring, and he's going to get another one. He's going to have an MVP season, and it's just
Carson Wentz will never get another ring unless he's a backup.
Which
I
he
agree
might
with
be
that.
by the end of the year.
I
Alright,
think it'll be less
okay,
than
guys,
halfway through the
because-
season.
Mark says rings makes you good. What about LaShawn McCoy, who has won 2 straight Super Bowls but has not even played a single game?
Yeah, Shady.
But LaShawn McCoy used to be good.
He used to be good,
Yeah,
To be
so did
good.
Carson.
but the
He
last
used to
2
be a-
rings, his last 2 rings, he hasn't touched the ball.
So
He
if
hasn't
you
seen the
were
ball.
Joe
He hasn't
Sell-
touched the field.
But you all are all forgetting about the locker room experience, the leadership that someone can bring in the locker room.
God.
All right, I can
Yeah,
tell you
man.
all I can tell you the story of the 2016 Cubs again, and then
Oh my God, damn!
the
We
game
don't want to hear
7,
about the
We
game
don't care
7
about
rain
Cubs, Mark.
delay,
Come on.
game 7 rain delay. The leadership, the veteranship that they had in that locker room made the difference. Jason Hayward set the team down. All right, you all just underestimate the
Cub.
value of experience and leadership. You all just underestimate that value. You just
We're not saying that locker
know,
room
Joaquin.
experience is not a game changer, because it can be. And Shady McCoy very well could have been part of that. But
There
you're
you
talking
go.
about rings here. If
Yeah,
we're talking
he's got a
about
couple
rings,
of them.
he might have a couple of them.
Good for
But
him.
the last 2 he has won, he didn't touch the field.
He didn't need to.
He wasn't a part of either of those teams.
Well, he didn't need to. If they needed him to be in that locker room and step up and teach the young guys, then sometimes you just pay the guy to do that. All right. And if he gets hurt, if those guys get hurt, then they get hurt, and you have LaShawn McCoy as a backup. That's
Did
like
you
saying
He was a healthy scratch.
That's like saying,
Healthy
you
scratch
signed
the whole
Frank Gore.
fucking year.
Let's say you signed Frank Gore again. You know Frank Gore going to give you 1,000 yards anymore. But
You don't know
his
that?
leadership in the locker room, Frank Gore could take a team to the next level in the locker room. And you all just are sleeping on that fact.
Where's the fact that I want some facts that what you're saying is true?
What? Did you not just hear my Chicago Cubs story? You want me to tell you again? I'll tell you again.
Chicago Cubs story. That's the Cubs. We're talking about Frank Gore now. All of a sudden,
That's what I'm saying. You're not signing a guy like LaShawn McCoy or like Frank Gore. You're not signing these guys to give you, their 1,500-yard seasons anymore. They don't have it in them. You're signing them to be a leader, to be that locker room presence. That's important.
They slap asses with each other.
I mean, if you got to slap ass, you slap ass. All right, there's nothing wrong with slap ass. I mean, it's a good game. You slap ass. I mean, you all just don't understand that.
No, I'm a fucking monkey. So
I know.
teach me your ways. You're the all-knowing.
That's what I'm saying. You could say LaShawn McCoy didn't deserve them, which you'd be wrong. But I mean, he's got 2 rings. The man earned the 2 rings. He deserves the 2 rings.
My field was when the confetti was
How
already
did he
shooting.
earn those rings?
From being a leader, I guarantee he was one of the core leaders of that squad, in and out of the locker room. That man was probably
think
on the
that-
field, on the sidelines, just teaching.
You think that LaShawn McCoy was one of the biggest leaders in the Chiefs locker room when they won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I guarantee he was involved. Show me proof otherwise.
Yeah.
Show me proof
Show me
that he
proof
was.
too.
If you're saying show me
We
proof,
can sit
it could go
here
both
and
ways.
say yay or nay all night long, and we will never know what goes on inside the locker room. But I'm saying, when you get a veteran who's had such a great career like he has, you want those guys in your locker room
Put
to
that
teach.
comment up.
Uh-oh.
Put it up. Read that, Mark.
No, I read it. I mean, leadership is almost as important as your play on the field, honestly. Leadership, like, you got to have the leaders. You got to have those vets. If you don't have those vets and those leaders, then you can get lost.
In
You
the
get lost
last
in the sauce.
in the last 5 years, you're telling me that you would consider Shady a leader
Yeah,
no matter what team he's been with.
yeah. I would say that veteran
In the
presence.
in the last 5 years.
Bum.
Shady is
He's
a bum.
bumming rings.
He is.
He will
He's-
probably be on a Hall of Fame ballot eventually.
I'm
And
not
if you're
saying
saying
it's
you
not.
don't want that
I
type
don't
of guy,
think so.
if you're saying you don't want that type of guy in your locker room, they're probably paying him what, league minimum almost. If I mean, you sign that every time, because what if those other guys do get hurt? Then you have a veteran guy in the back who knows what he's
Yeah, but if
doing.
he's not pushing for 1,000 yards or so, what's the point of even having him if he's only going to run?
What's the point of signing anyone then? Then if you turn 30, you shouldn't be able to play in the league anymore then.
I mean, most people don't play in the league.
That's what's so big about Tom Brady. Yeah, he's good on the field, but he's even better being a leader and being a veteran in those locker rooms.
Okay, so
It's the same thing
LaShawn
with
McCoy, Shady McCoy signed a 1-year deal for $3 million with the Chiefs.
I mean, that sounds like win-win on both sides to me. Honestly, he gets $3 million, and they get a veteran. They get a veteran running back to teach the young guys. And if they did need him, the dude is reliable. He's got a good track record. So y'all are underestimating the value of a veteran, of a leader.
Well, yeah,
I'm
but
not underestimating a veteran, but that specific veteran,
What
he was
about him?
he was washed up at that point.
You can't
What
say
do-
he was washed up.
what
Sure, he
does
may not be as good as he was.
what does
But-
Dan Marino, Charles Barkley, Barry Bonds, and Barry Sanders all have in common?
What's
Their names
that?
are Barry. I don't know. What'd you say?
They were all team captains of their team. They were all veteran leaders, and not one of them has a championship of any kind.
That's just unfortunate.
So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. They just got beat. I'm not saying every veteran wins a ring, but I'm just saying you gotta have those in the locker room. I guarantee the teams
Yeah,
that beat them had veterans.
Those are all Hall of Fame veterans.
Yeah, I mean, good players.
Questionable with the steroids, but yeah,
But yeah, Barry Bonds is like
that one's questionable.
exemption,
But,
Hey, you still got to knock the ball over the fence.
yeah, you still got to do it.
yeah,
I agree.
but
I mean, Barry Bonds, apart from the drugs, had pretty good career, but
Yeah, he was MVP. He had 8 Gold Gloves, 12 Silver Sluggers, 14 All-Star appearances.
yeah, the dude. I watched a statistic video about him. He literally they would walk him with the bases loaded because that's how scary he was. They literally would walk him bases loaded just because they didn't want to face Barry Bonds. Like, the man was an absolute tank. Before he probably even did, PEDs and steroids and whatever else he would have done. But
You know why Charles Barkley never won an NBA championship?
I don't know. It's a little before my time.
Because he played in Philadelphia, where all trash goes to die.
See, that's just unfortunate. That's why one escaped, though. The stud escaped, and now he can blossom. All right, you gotta let the peacock fly. All right, you gotta let the peacock fly, Shane. He's gonna fly now, like fly eagle fly, baby. All right, but now he's a Colt.
It's really sad that you have such a definitive opinion that nobody agrees with. It must be a lonely fucking life.
Like I said,
you
I
sure
grew up
you're
a
not
Chicago
Eagles
Cubs fan. All right, Shane, your all's words just bounce off me. I grew up getting bullied. All right,
Hey, no doubt.
because growing up,
Can't understand why.
growing up, the Reds were good, and the Cubs would be getting lucky to reach 67 games. But now the tides have changed. I'm on top, and the Reds are on the bottom.
Well, that's not true.
Okay, so back to
my
football
bad.
right here.
My bad. The Pirates are still in the division. They're even worse.
Go Pirates.
It's like I don't even battle.
Yeah.
I don't even know what.
Let's see. In the last 100 years, who has the most Major League Baseball championships, World Series crowns?
Yankees.
The Cubs or the Reds?
Now, are we? You said 100 years?
Yeah, 100 years.
Well, that's just a loaded question
That
because if we can do 120 years, we're in business. But if you're discrediting the 1907, 1908 World Series
Well, that's
championship
not
back
within
to
100
back,
years. That's not within 100 years.
the Reds haven't
But-
won it since the Reds won it what 1995 when they had the big red machine and the
1990 was the last year that they won.
okay, so 90.
Yeah, they never won it with Griffey and all them.
No,
He
no.
would
The
apparently
last time they
accept
they-
money
But
to get
in the last 100 years, they've got 5.
yeah. And if we're counting the last 100 years, I believe we stand at 1.
Yeah,
But if we count
the year that you guys bought a bunch of pitching and won the World Series. Hey, congratulations for having a fucking checkbook.
hey, scared money don't make money. All right, you got to spend a little bit of money.
Yep.
I mean, but it's also through good. It was also through good trades, good farming. It was a 3-pronged attack, is what it was. We made good trades, we made good signings, and we had a good farm system.
And
I mean-
90% of your payroll that year came from free agency.
That's because we had 8 guys on rookie contracts. That's just money management. It's coming back to get us now, but we knew that, and we also traded for Aroldis Chapman for half a season. I don't even like Aroldis Chapman. He
Yeah,
about cost us the World Series, but he got the ring. So
yeah, that's all it counts.
yeah, he did get the ring. He got some important outs, even though he about blew it to Rajay Davis in the bottom of the ninth. But it happens.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good trading. Good trading. Good farm.
That was forgettable baseball. That World Series. What's worse, watching Cleveland and the fucking Cubs in the World Series?
Hey,
Well,
I will say
that was actually one of the most
World
highly.
Series,
Yeah, that was the most watched World Series.
because both teams haven't. If they combine the years, it was astronomical.
Like the Indians hadn't won since like 45 or something.
Something like that.
So you're wrong on that one. So you got to take that one. That was Game 7 baseball. That was literally Game 7 between two teams who hadn't won in a combined like 200 years. Like that was. Then you had the studs of the Chicago Cubs and some of the studs of the Cleveland Indians. I mean, that was good baseball. And then it went into extra innings. Game 7. Are you kidding me? Like, and then you had the comeback story of Kyle Schwarber, tore his ACL at the beginning of the year, comes back, doesn't play at all. Because
Where's
back to the
Kyle
World Series
Schwarber
and
at
back
now?
do what?
Where's Schwarber at now?
Well, he's a national now, and I love me some Kyle Schwarber, but he wasn't producing.
He's a fat piece of shit.
Whoa, I don't know about that. He's that's harsh. He still hit 30 bombs in a short season, but
I mean,
his glove. Okay, so he's not a Gold Glover by any means, but I wish he would have went to the AL because he is a good. If he was a DH, he'd be nothing short of Big Poppy.
he could sit and eat fucking hot dogs and just swing the bat 3 times a game. Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
I mean, pay me $37 million, I'd do it too.
Yeah, that's money wasted. Hey, that's one good thing that the Cubs did do. They cut him.
I mean, they didn't cut him. They didn't re-sign him, but I mean, we signed Jock Peterson from the Dodgers, so
Fuck, you re-signed Pedro Strop. I think he's on a minor league deal again.
yeah, he is.
Haven't learned your lesson yet?
He was only good with the Cubs, but now he's back. He went to the Reds and just shit the sheets. They sent him down to the minor leagues.
Yeah, they cut him real quick.
Yeah, it's just something about those that really field. They just want to play in that Chicago Blues shit. They don't want to play in Cincinnati, even though one player I am sad that we didn't re-sign was Nicholas Castellanos. And I hate the fact – I do like the fact that he's a Red just because I could watch him. But that dude is a monster. Best player on their squad. I like Nicholas Castellanos and Nick Senzel. Apart from that, all the rest of the Reds, they're kind of bad.
Give you that. Team sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you got Sonny Gray. So Sonny Gray's good if he can figure out how to put it together.
They put some faith into Votto, thinking that he was going to be.
Yeah, Votto. I think Votto is he's just not a traditional first. He goes for average. And in this day and age in the game, you got to put up like 40, 50 from the first base spot. He'll give you 100 walks, but he don't bat 300, give you 100 walks. Might hit 200 singles. He'll give you 7 home runs. Like, the dude is a leadoff hitter at your first base position, and that just ain't going to work in this day and age. You have guys built like Aaron Judge, who looks like a freaking skyscraper. You know, he's hitting balls out of New York. You can't have a guy who's going to, bat for average from your first base spot. It just doesn't work.
I agree. He should retire, but he's going to sit there and make his money, right? He's gonna
milk them. That's for sure.
Well, you get that 10-year deal, so that's on the Reds for doing that.
Hey, one guy
they backloaded the deal.
Oh, did they?
Well, yeah, all the high years was at the end of the contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, one guy I do like that didn't get playing time last year, and I was upset about was that young right fielder Aquino, whatever, Aristides Aquino.
Yep.
Whatever he is, right fielder, young Dominican dude who just absolutely hits the shit out of the ball. If you don't throw him a curveball.
Well, so what do you think they're going to throw him?
They're going to throw him a curveball. That's what I'm saying.
That's why he's not going to play that much, or he'll get cut again. Juan Soto or Bryce Harper?
Juan Soto. It's not even close.
Yeah, Bryce Harper.
I think Bryce Harper got his money, and he got lucky to get that much money.
Yeah, it's just. He got it, then he wasn't worth anything.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever been worth that much.
I mean, who really wants to?
First couple years, and then after that, he was just a douche about everything, and then just,
exactly. Who really wants to like a arrogant, conceited, mouthy piece of shit?
And he's going to bat like 270, give you probably 30 bombs, but his glove and arm is weak. Like, Juan Soto is 22, 23, and is already better than Bryce Harper. Like, if Juan Soto doesn't sign a max deal with the Nats, I'll be pissed.
I would like to see comparison their first 2 years side by side, because I bet they're pretty comparable.
They probably are. But I mean, Bryce, good Lord, I don't like that dude.
And Matt, I was taking a shot at Mark when I said that, about the mouthy piece of shit.
Oh, so. Well,
hey,
I could see it.
We talk about baseball. This is my stomping ground. This is where this is the knowledge the only knowledge I have. I eat, sleep, and breathe baseball.
You definitely don't have it for football.
That's still up for grabs. Like you said, the season hasn't started yet. We never know.
I mean, we don't, but I can tell you it's not going to be Wentz's favor. Like, he's not going to be the all-star you're thinking he's going to be.
I mean, if you think about it, I think it is.
He's going to have a better season he did with the Eagles because, I mean, he's actually a team to work with.
It is in his favor, though, because he's got his coaching staff back. He's in a new environment, a good environment, a winning environment, a good city, and, it's a fresh start. That right there is all you need sometimes as a player, is a fresh start.
That's what they said about Phillip Rivers, and he didn't last over a year.
Well, he's retired. The dude's 40 with 19 kids. Like, give the man a break.
He's got 11 kids. Come on, he can pull out sometimes.
No, like, we all knew Phillip Rivers wasn't a franchise quarterback for us, but he came in, had a Phillip Rivers season, and we'll see him on the Hall of Fame ballot. Good career.
No.
Hey, Sean, what's your opinion on Wentz?
He just said he's an Eagles fan. Nobody's bullying this guy.
I mean, I'm just saying, what's his opinion? Who better to give you an opinion on a quarterback than a fan of that team that he came from?
His reply should be, "I'm thankful for Carson Wentz for leading us to a Super Bowl."
He's done with wins. He's looking for Hurts right now.
He's
He
asking
wants to hear about Hurts.
Dude, I think Jalen Hurts is going to be a stud. I like him.
Dude, I like Jalen Hurts. I think he's talented.
If they invest some money in that team, yeah, he can be good. Right.
Nick Markakis. I'm reading Amanda's comment. Nick Markakis. I was always a player, a good fan of his. Nick Markakis just plays the game of baseball right. Reminds me of a Ben Zobrist. Not as good as Ben Zobrist, but Nick Markakis just played the game.
Wasn't Markakis like a 3-time Golden Glove?
Yeah.
That's all I know about him. I don't know much.
Yeah, I mean, he was just one of the players that, he just played the game. And it's like, I always compare Ben Zobrist. I think of Ben Zobrist as like the guy you compare, he's like the good guy of baseball. Ben Zobrist was. And he's just someone that's just going to go in and day out and play the game. You ain't going to hear from him. He ain't going to, bad mouth and do anything. He's just going to play the game. Nick Markakis I like him.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to argue with that.
That's a.
Thank you.
Hey,
I'm glad we finally, we got something together here. Yeah, we're making progress now.
I think it always sucks when you see one of those guys retiring though, because some mouthy punk ass kid's gonna come in his place. And
don't get me wrong. I love a fiery young stud coming in there. Like if you can come in and run your mouth, but you back it up, all means do so, because that's what I would be. I would be in there,
as long as you can back it up.
Oh, I talk 24/7 on the field. I just love it.
No,
not you.
I know. Way. Hard to believe, but I mean, yeah. The unfortunate thing with Ben Zobrist, like I don't know if y'all know his story, but his wife was having an affair with him. That's why he left baseball, which was really upsetting. But I mean, there's just some of those guys. They just come in, play the game, and you just don't hear from them because they just do their job.
There you go, Mark.
I figured out how to get the chat up on you.
There's a butt.
Yeah, I saw the butt.
It's a big butt at that point.
It's double.
It's all caps.
Double picked up.
And that is another thing.
It's coming, right? He's about ready to drop the fucking hammer.
He is genuinely a good guy. He did do a lot for, Philadelphia, so.
The hammer is about to fucking hit.
Well, I'm about to dodge it.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything about Carson Wentz as a person, because he has done a lot for the community of Philadelphia, and I think he plans to do a lot for Indianapolis as well.
Yeah, he's got to do something to stay in favor with that community.
Yeah. Dude, our license plate got stolen in Indianapolis. Fucking cocksuckers.
So much for this being monetized.
Cuss words do not stop anything from ever being monetized.
No.
It depends.
Only the forbidden words. That will do it.
I've heard a lot. I don't think anything like that was said in here would ever stop it. Like, I mean, it's a long way from monetization around here. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to hear what this guy's gonna say.
I know.
I'm like
an Elder Scroll, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready. I'm excited.
I think he has a character limit.
We will probably end the day on Sean's fucking statement here.
I had to grab a hat because y'all been talking a lot of cap, so I got to go ahead and put that on. Y'all are capping a lot, so
turn my hat around forwards too. Be like the rest of everyone else.
There's a lot of cap coming out, so I gotta put a hat on for it. Just too much. Y'all are sleeping too much.
Sleeping.
Alex's hat's nice.
I'm waiting for that butt. I'm just sitting here waiting because it's got.
He probably lost his train of thought. He had to make something up.
Yeah. No, he just doesn't spew shit like you do.
It should say, but he got hurt, and it was really unfortunate. He could have been one of the greats, and I wish him the best in Indianapolis.
Yeah, that's fan fiction that's gonna fly by.
Yeah, could have been one of the greats. That's
We'll
always
never know.
possible. I mean, all the way from them roots of where did he play college football at? North Dakota?
Hey, I've been there.
Well,
Good state.
yeah, that's
North
a really
Dakota fucking sucks. What are you talking about? There's nothing but corn. And then you keep on driving, there's more corn.
hey. Well, then that's where Mark probably ought to go to live.
Hey, you build some good baseball fields out there.
Oh my god. What
You
field?
know what, you know what they say? You build it, and they will come. So
Yeah, no one's going to North Dakota.
Is that true though?
if you build it, they will come. You have Field of Dreams. That's what they said.
I don't think that was in North Dakota though.
No.
No, it wasn't in North Dakota. I think it was like Illinois, but
I think it was Iowa.
It was
it was
Iowa.
Iowa. It was.
Oh,
I don't know. The movie's from
There
1990.
we
I
go.
don't know.
He couldn't handle the pressure.
No, that's what I want to see.
It's not that he couldn't handle the pressure. The dude came off an injury, and then, like I said, I will reiterate. See, good thing I got the cap on because there's a lot of cap.
Oh,
He's not
keep
done.
going. Keep on going.
He's
Let the
not
man
done.
speak.
yeah. I mean,
This is the star of our show now.
yeah. For fuck's sake, let him go. Let's go.
They only allowed him 200 characters.
All right, Sean Blake. If you don't even need a webcam as long as you got a microphone. Come on down.
Yeah, click that link.
Hold on a second, but here's the point. The point of that is that this is the point about Carson Wentz that I think he was getting ready to really blast about. He was told he had to compete for the job. He wanted to, and then he was scared by a fucking rookie and asked to be fucking traded. How much of a fucking pussy is that, to be honest?
No, that's a smart business move by him, if anything.
Are you serious?
If you don't feel confident enough that you could play and
That's leadership.
back your shit up against a rookie, then you shouldn't be on the fucking team.
That's leadership. That's a veteran right there. That's leadership. That's what a leader does.
There was probably a lot of stuff going in that locker room, and he was just being forced out.
About the locker room. That's the best.
And he was probably being forced out. Why?
Well, what about on the field?
They pretty much told him like they didn't want him. So of course you're not going to want to play there. Like
Did you talk to him personally? Did he tell you that?
I called him.
Yeah.
Mark spent a little bit of time as a jockstrap washer for the Eagles.
I mean, I lost my ring, so I got to find it. But we all got rings.
Yeah, it's probably in Carson Wentz's asshole.
I told him when he found it, give it back. I mean, snoozing is all I'm saying. We'll just have to wait. We'll just have to wait to see what the season plays out, and then
God damn it.
I'll probably be $500 richer by the end of it. But
no,
I doubt it. But I will gladly pay you your $250 if you're right.
You pay me the $250, then I'll take us out to dinner so we can talk about it while wearing our Carson Wentz jerseys.
Hey, I gotta say that I'm not sitting in any restaurant with you, brother. There ain't no way.
Nice dinner. Nice dinner never hurt anyone, especially since you'll be paying.
That's true.
And I'll provide the Carson Wentz jerseys for us. They'll look nice.
Hey, I mean, if it's a Colts jersey, I would wear it.
I still wouldn't wear it.
It's still questionable, but
No,
It's
negative.
I'm questioning you why the fuck you would wear it.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen.
What?
I'll wear it if I lose.
You wouldn't wear it just a Colts jersey? I know Alex would wear just a Colts jersey. Maybe not a Carson Wentz jersey.
I wear a Colts jersey, but I would never wear a Carson Wentz jersey. I don't care what team he's on.
I'm just saying, like, if you win this bet,
He's not going to win.
which is very, very unlikely happening, but if you win this bet and it's a Carson Wentz Colts jersey, then I'll fucking wear it.
I mean, if you're agreeing to the bet, then
So while we're sitting here, since we've already got Mark's fucking MVP for the season, let's everybody predict an MVP from the NFL this year. Go on, Shelby. You go first.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't have anyone right now.
It's probably gonna be Tom Brady. Let's be honest.
Alex has got a Tom Brady vote.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, I'm not voting for him, but I'm just being realistic.
I wouldn't be
If,
surprised if it was Tom Brady, but
if Drew Brees does not retire, it'll be him. Or Aaron Rodgers, one of the two.
No. Aaron Rodgers isn't getting an MVP. Neither is Drew Brees. They'd have to go 16-0.
I would love for Josh Allen to get MVP this year.
I could see him being MVP this year.
I'm
but
still
it
thinking.
depends on what happens in this offseason. If we're going NFC, it's going to be Brady or nobody. Even though I don't think he can put up the numbers to be an MVP this year.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm gonna take Matt Stafford.
oh, the newly acquired Matt Stafford.
Yeah, put a real quarterback with the defense and see what happens.
I mean, I like Matt Stafford. I like him.
Yeah. Rams are definitely Super Bowl contenders, at least championship contenders. Maybe not the Super Bowl, but I think they'll make it to the championship game.
Hey, I'm just like I've said. I'm gonna. That's where I'm gonna go with the pick. I think you want to talk about somebody that's getting traded that's got something to play for.
Yeah.
Played with a shit team for his whole career, carried them. And the difference between Matt Stafford and Carson Wentz is that Matt Stafford can actually win a game with his arm.
Well, I mean, Carson Wentz has shown he can be MVP caliber, and he can lead a team to the playoffs. Matt Stafford's playoff resume is a little he ain't got a whole lot on it.
That's what's in Detroit.
Never had a defense.
I mean, Detroit, no one ever wants to play in Detroit in any sport.
Let's
be honest.
Barry Sanders retired early. Megatron retired early.
I was about to say Megatron did too. He was smart.
If Tom Brady can win a ring in there, that is when I'll be impressed.
Well, first of all, to have someone go to Detroit in the first place is just asking them to give up your career. And I don't think Tom Brady's ready. Like, I mean, you look at any Detroit sport, no one wants to play in Detroit. See? Old Sean, he's understanding the point of, the whole locker room mentality. They just didn't want him. He didn't want to be there. They didn't want him to be there. So
the truth
they made a smart move. I mean, we gave up virtually nothing for him, so it's not like it's going to hurt us.
Oh, yeah. I never said that trade was a bad trade.
Like, it's going to be such a good trade that he's going to win MVP. It's going to be crazy.
No.
I mean, it's like when the Cubs got Jake Arrieta from the Orioles, They got some guy who no one believed in, and then a little tune up, and then boom.
You realize you sing the same 3 fucking tunes the whole night?
And I'm going to sing them till I can't speak, all right? I'll sing the same song until my feet fall off. It won't matter to me. Those are just good prime examples, though. Yeah, see, I agree. The low risk reward.
It's not a bad trade. It was smart. Everyone's happy.
Yeah, everybody thinks that. I mean, most everybody in here probably thinks that they're the odds-on favorite to win their division.
I mean, I think they should be. The quarterback probably didn't make a big difference in that aspect. I'm going to be honest, but
I mean, their only competition is the Titans. I mean, Jaguars and Houston are just non-existent at this point. So it really depends on what the Titans do. And how
never know about those Jaguars.
But the last 2 seasons, maybe 3, the Titans have been a playoff contender. So.
Yeah, Sean, we're definitely not saying that he got the best rap in Philadelphia. Only thing we're saying about that is that the NFC East is questionable most of the time.
Oh, it's pretty bad.
And we like to fuck with Mark.
Oh yeah.
For the MVP, I think I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield, though.
Oh, I am a Baker Mayfield fan. I wouldn't be mad if he won.
To play.
I get that.
With the stats,
the money man.
He's got the fire in his ass to wanting to do something because he almost came back on the Chiefs,
Oh yeah.
Dude,
So,
that was
even though Mahomes got out for the concussion, but still, I feel like they probably, if they keep the same people, they can work out their kinks, and I think they have a shot.
Baker Mayfield. That's the money man.
We were
Right
at
there.
that game, and Baker didn't play bad. It
No,
was
no,
just
Baker played phenomenal. He
he
played
just
great.
somehow
It's just
got
they made a
outplayed
few mistakes as a
by the
team,
backup.
and that's all it was. I think next year, could go either way.
Yeah, I think it could go either way. I think the only thing really that is the problem for the Browns is their defense needs just a little bit more.
Yeah, their offense is fine. Offense. I mean, the way you beat the Chiefs is you got honestly at the end of the day, because you can't stop their offense. They're too good.
Yeah, they can put up points.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if Baker Mayfield won it.
Or Mahomes, yeah, either one of them. Mahomes could easily get it.
Mahomes is overrated.
I would love if Lamar Jackson got
Mahomes
it.
is overrated.
Yeah.
No, dude.
I feel like this way he's just trying to get you riled up.
Matt. Honestly, this is a make or break year for Lamar. I think. I
think
feel
it is too.
Well,
I agree.
he did win a playoff game.
He did. That was like
we
one
were
step
struggling at
further.
the beginning of the season. Like we were struggling for some reason.
And
I think we
COVID.
worked on it, but
Yeah, COVID took half your team out.
yeah. He almost beat the Steelers with a practice squad. So that Steelers is a fraud team that should have been that high up on their mantle.
The Steelers were the worst 11-0 team I have ever seen.
They were just talk about
the Bengals walked all over the Steelers. If that tells you how bad the Steelers were this year.
Yeah, I mean, COVID. If COVID is still a thing when NFL starts up, I mean, all of our predictions could be out of the.
See, Amanda's got a good point there too. When you're talking about the Colts division, is Urban Myers is with the Jaguars, and he is. I mean, he's got a good track record. So, and they're getting and they get a top draft pick. So, I mean, the Jags are.
Here, Mark, let me stop you for a second.
No, you're good.
Here's what I say about somebody like Urban Meyer. To be honest, what he brings to that team is culture. He brings a winning environment. He brings somebody that he knows how to win. He's got the right mentality to coach a team. The question is that does he get the right players? Does he make the right pick in the draft? Because I'm not sure Trevor Lawrence is the right pick.
I don't know if he is. Who they got now? Is it Blake Bortles still?
No,
I thought it was Gardner.
Minshew.
They got Gardner Minshew, one of the lowest paid quarterbacks in the league right now.
He got injured like the second or third game, and then he was out for the rest of the season. So he didn't have.
I mean, they kind of remind me of like the Browns from like 6 years ago. Like they're just like cycling until they just find that piece.
Well, but the Browns cycled until they got Stefanski as a coach, and I think that's what changed the whole thing there. You've got the right mindset leading the team. You don't have people like Johnny Manziel and fucking that everybody thought was going to be something. That guy was the shittiest pro ever.
Johnny Manziel,
money. He wanted the money and he wanted the fame, and he didn't give a shit about football. And that's all that was.
I wanted Johnny Manziel to be good so bad.
Oh, I did too, 100%. But he just wasn't. It wasn't.
No,
there.
He was drunk. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know where the football field was.
Okay.
It's the same with Jamarcus Russell. Like coming out of, I always liked Jamarcus Russell just in general because a 6'7" quarterback that can run. I mean, that's cool. But
wait, can Jamarcus Russell run?
Yeah, he can run.
He was like 340 fucking pounds.
I mean, that big boy. He's a big boy. I don't know if he ran for a lot, but I know he spit. He had some yardage, but the dude was just
Tom Brady like a fucking horse.
He was just terrible when it came to everything off the field. Granted, his on the field was pretty bad too, but.
So back to what Amanda was asking. I feel like Urban Meyer. I don't know if he's NFL level coach yet, but I feel like in the next 5 years he may be able to do something with the Jags as long as they can also fill up that that's funny that that gap that they have in their quarterback.
I think it's a great addition, honestly. I mean, I said it before, I will say it again, but the locker room and what he'll make the change he'll make in that locker room is something those players have never seen. Like the culture that Shane said.
They
It's
have
a different culture.
They have seen that environment though because he came from college. He has that college coach, that drive that the college coaches have, that excitement that they have. Not like the NFL coaches where some of them are a little burnt out and they don't have that excitement anymore. They're just trying to make their check and keep their job.
That's what I'm saying. The culture he'll bring though is like those Jaguar players, like Jacksonville in general.
What the hell happened to his mic?
Mark,
That's what I
why
was
do you
wondering.
sound like an alien?
Your mic's fucked, bro. Oh. I gotta go squeeze the lemons. That's right. Squeeze the lemon.
Sean's comment. I agree completely.
Jabba the Hutt.
No, the one under that.
Hey, I don't know. I don't really. I'm
see.
glad that Sean came in
Oh, there
here
it is.
tonight because I like his opinions.
Yeah, dude. I don't know who you are, Sean, but I'm glad you're here.
That's a fair point right there, and I agree. I don't think he would have even considered moving to the NFL if it weren't for Trevor Lawrence. So
Does it sound any better?
no, it sounds
No,
worse.
It sounds worse.
Well, I don't know. I might just have to hit the dusty
You
trail.
literally sound like an
Oh.
alien. Oh,
Talk again.
What?
There
There
we
you
go.
go.
Is it fixed?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna
It
be
was
honest.
like really high pitched, and it was like like. Have you ever played Among Us?
Yeah.
That's literally what it sounded like. Seriously.
Sounds like some Morse code shit.
I'm trying to like adjust it. I don't know why it was doing that, to be honest.
I'm glad it wasn't just me. I was starting to think I was crazy because no one said anything.
I wasn't sure if it was me or not because mine's been messed up a couple times.
I gotta say that that over a course of a weekend or something like that, we ought to do this again with this little group here. Even if, as long as Mark can agree to talk about something other than goddamn his like 3 go-to statements, then he's allowed back.
All right. First, you invited me.
I did.
And then you're just gonna differ away from my points. The points were being made.
Yeah, okay. So, but we're going to lock out 3 topics. The 2016 Cubs are fucking out. No matter what, they're out.
That's like 3/4 of my vocabulary.
The 2021 fucking Indianapolis Colts are fucking out.
What? That hasn't even happened yet.
I know, right? So, don't count your eggs before they hatch. Yeah, or chickens. That's it. Don't count your chickens.
Don't put them all in one basket, but I just threw them all in one basket.
And in all honesty, I really don't want to hear any more Tom Brady goat stuff. To be fair.
I thought I was going to say the locker room type shit.
Oh well, yeah. That I'll tolerate Tom Brady, but not the locker room talk.
Well, I mean, I just can't let you all just undervalue something as important as the locker room leadership.
It is important. It is.
Leadership is always important.
Yeah, I agree that that's important, but not from the players that you're saying it has
Yeah,
been.
but to be fair and honest, there probably was no leadership from LaShawn McCoy winning them 2 Super Bowl rings. Be fair.
He came in with the Chiefs halfway through the season. He didn't start the season with them.
0%.
Those are just some things we'll never know.
Yeah, and you'll never know what actually happened in the locker room with Carson Wentz.
I mean, we don't know. That's the thing. We're outsiders.
Sean's got a question there for us.
He wants to know who our favorite NFL, MLB, NHL, and NBA teams.
Well,
let's start with Mark to get him the fuck out of the way.
All right, Shade.
It's Sean, we're talking to. You're
Sean.
not talking to Shane.
No, he's saying
I
that
wasn't
to me
talking to
because
Shane, but I was addressing as in okay. So we'll start. Well, we'll start NBA. We haven't talked anything about the NBA. So NBA is just the Indiana Pacers. So I'll just leave it at that. There's really not much to talk about right now. We'll differ away from the basketball topic for
Mark.
now.
All you have
And
to
then-
do is tell them your teams.
Pacers, the Chicago Cubs, and the Indianapolis Colts. And I don't watch hockey, so I can't answer that question.
go, Alex.
Oh, okay. I like the Bengals and the Chiefs, the Cincinnati Reds, and I like the Cincinnati Royals, but that's just because Patrick Mahomes bought them.
The Cincinnati Royals.
Or Kansas City Royals. And hockey, I like the Sharks because of their logo.
Sharks.
I don't watch hockey, so I don't have much of an opinion. And in the NBA, I like the Suns, and I've been following Luka since he went into the Mavs just because he's cool.
All right, Shelby.
All right, so the NFL, I got the Chiefs and the Bengals. The MLB, the Reds. I've been kind of keeping up with a little bit of the Royals stuff, not a whole lot. The NHL, Chicago Blackhawks are my team, and then in the NBA, for a while I was a big Spurs fan, not as much anymore, and I pretty much just follow like Kentucky basketball players in the NFL. That's about it, or the NBA. Sorry.
You're up, Matt.
All right. Don't watch NHL, so couldn't tell you. MLB, Boston Red Sox, NFL, the Ravens, and NBA. Same thing with Shelby. I just follow wherever the draft class of Kentucky Wildcats go to. I like to keep up with them. So
I'm very similar on all aspects. The NFL, I'm a Bengals fan. I will bleed that their misery for the rest of my life. Major League Baseball, I'm the same, even though they got better long-term record than the Cubs will ever dream about having. I still like the Reds. The NHL, I'm not a hockey guy at all. I don't really know a lot about it. Go Wayne Gretzky. And in the NBA, I don't really think that following a particular team is a good thing in the NBA because I just don't like. It's not really a team game. It's about individuals, and I like players. But there's a lot of players that I like, so I'm not even going to pick one of them either. Really, I like Oladipo.
I did like Oladipo, but he badmouthed the Pacers.
fuck the Pacers. What are you gonna do now, Mark?
Well, no, it was not even that. It's like we picked him up, treated him great. Then he declined our contract extension. We shipped him, and then he was like, "They gave up on me." Like, no, we didn't give up on you. You declined the contract extension. What do you want us to do? Just foolishness. Get him out. Didn't belong. Be gone.
Yeah, now he plays with like one of the shittiest teams in the league right now.
Yeah.
Who's he
Even
with
though I
right now?
hope John Wall, I hope John Wall gets back to his form.
The Wizards.
Wizards?
No, he's in Houston.
No, he's in Houston.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, it's John Wall and Oladipo are in Houston, but they're probably about to ship Oladipo again.
Yeah, they made the trade. I forgot about that.
Hey, yeah, Oladipo turned down the contract offer that Houston gave him too.
Yeah, I mean, I just couldn't believe it. The whole franchise just couldn't believe it when he said that the franchise gave up on him when he declined the extension after his brutal leg injury. Like, the dude never got back to form, unfortunately, because I like watching him. But
Also, to respond to Sean, I do like the Nets, but the reason I like the Suns is because of Steve Nash, and he coaches the Nets, so I do follow them now.
ooh, New Jersey.
Steve Nash is one of the better college basketball players of all time, and then he actually translated to a great pro.
Yeah, I love big Steve Nash guy. Kind of reminds me of myself, but
For what?
Let's see.
Fucking NBA online dynasty on your
Right.
PS4?
you've never seen me run the courts.
Oh, okay.
I'm like a young Steve Nash out there dishing the ball.
Well,
we
I
have
feel
a-
sorry for Amanda for being a Giants Mets fan. I don't know anything about the Devils, but the Nets are looking pretty good this season.
Yeah, The Nets just signed Blake Griffin too. Like, how fair is that? They were like, "Oh, we
That's
don't have a big
not
man
fair
because
at
we
this
traded off
point.
our big man."
But
They're like
yeah,
they're like back when OKC started forming their first super team.
well, the thing is, they were all
Like-
drafted.
Yeah, those were all drafts though. Like that was
that was just
smart team. Like,
for the Golden State Warriors.
yeah, it was like when
Yeah,
Golden.
that too.
Before KD, they were all just drafted and they just got lucky. They hit the lotto. So
Which,
there's nothing with
unfortunately, about that OKC team, like they let go of James Harden. James Harden wanted to stay on that team.
that. He was fine with the 6-man
Yeah, that triangle could have been that could have been deadly.
It could've
because they
been
had
tough.
Baca as well, and Baca
Yeah,
was
they had Serge Ibaka and Steven Adams.
Steven. Yeah, he would just come in and do his
Yeah,
job.
dude, that could have been a great team. But yeah, the Nets are looking good. Yeah, about to sign Andre Drummond too. So you're gonna have Andre Drummond
God
at the
damn,
5,
dude.
Andre Drummond at the 5, Blake Griffin at the 4, KD at the 3,
And Kyrie Irving.
and then James Harden at. Well, that's just like not fair.
Dude,
That's just
I
like
mean,
too
it's just gonna
much.
be at that point. What, Nets versus Lakers or Warriors every season?
Probably.
The
Well,
Nets are
no,
going
it's probably
all
gonna
the way.
be not. As soon as the Pacers get Karis LeVert back
Oh,
and TJ Warren, it's going to be the Pacers versus the Lakers in the championship. So Pacers are going to get the first championship this year. It's going to be crazy.
When have
Stay
they?
tuned.
When's the last time they won their conference?
Also, Amanda, the Giants didn't used to be trash. They're just trash now.
Oh yeah, the Giants used to be good. The Mets just a handful of years ago were good.
Back
They've
to
kind of they're pitching
Amanda's
rotation
comment.
though.
back to Amanda's comment earlier about Daniel Jones. That is why the Giants are trash now.
100%.
I
Yeah.
I think they became trash when they let go of Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, I agree.
No, the Nets are 100% winning the finals this year.
The
Oh,
Nets
yeah.
might win the finals if the only one that stops them are probably the Lakers, and
No,
AD
dude,
has
the
to come
Lakers-
back
The
healthy.
Lakers are falling apart.
LeBron's showing his age
Well, it's
right
'cause-
now. The Lakers are not going to win another title.
Now, look,
this
I
year.
hate the Lakers. And I hate LeBron more than the next person, but in reality, it's probably going to be them two in the championship. And if AD is healthy, no one of the Nets guards AD. Blake Griffin doesn't play defense. Andre Drummond doesn't play defense. No one on that team plays defense. AD and LeBron are going to have 40-40 apiece. And
No, dude, LeBron is struggling.
Yeah, well, here's the other point of that whole thing. And the NBA season is so long and so grueling, but the Eastern Conference is way weaker than the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Those teams are going to beat
Oh,
the
yeah,
shit out of
100%.
each other in the playoffs, and they ain't going to have nothing left for the finals.
Yep.
And like if AD is healthy come, championship time, I mean, AD will put up 40 every game. Like it'll.
He made.
And
I mean, I just think the Lakers play harder than any other team, and that's
I mean, they started strong even before Anthony Davis got hurt. They started declining though.
well. I mean, again, it is a long season. The Western Conference is a lot harder in general.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not.
So, I mean-
I feel like the Nets have our easy trip straight to the finals.
Yeah, they have an easier trip, and especially if what they say is true that they're getting,
Drummond.
Andre Drummond. They're already signing Blake Griffin, so which Blake Griffin isn't what he used to be. He's not that emphatic dunker anymore. He's literally he's
Right.
dunked like 8 times in the past year.
There we go.
But-
Look at his comment now.
I think
It's
Nets
not
top
on
the
mine
Pacers in every aspect. I mean, if you're comparing
Oh, no,
starting,
not that one.
Oh.
His most recent one.
Oh, there it
okay,
is.
but who's going
It
to
just
guard
popped up.
Kyrie, Harden? Let's see, who's going to guard Kyrie and Harden? KD can't guard LeBron. You're correct if you think that. AD will be a problem. Yeah, AD will run over whoever steps in front of him. And if you think, dude, LeBron puts KD on the block every play, and he's just going to run ISO and score every play if they want him to. I mean, KD's got length. KD's got length, but he's missing 150 pounds on him. And
He's
no one is physical enough to stop LeBron in the paint. It's just not going to happen. Like, I hate LeBron more than the next person, but I mean, the dude's a monster. But
I'm not just saying that because I don't like LeBron. I'm just saying that his performance is declining.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
going
he's
downhill
arguably
fast.
declining, but he's arguably
years old.
not. So if you look at his teams throughout his history, this might be his best team he's ever had with
No, I'm
the help
just
of
talking
Kuzma.
about recent.
Well, I know, but you got to look at what he's had to contribute.
No,
Based on
I get exactly what you're saying. I'm just
based
saying.
on what's around him. He's not taking as many shots. He's not. He's dishing more than he has. He's averaging 10 assists a game, which is nutty coming from the fourth position.
Oh
So-
no, yeah, I
And
agree with you.
and what he's got surrounded with, he's got Schroeder at the point guard, who's fantastic. Their coach Frank Vogel. I love Frank Vogel. Good defensive coach. One of the best defensive coaches in the league. And then you got Kuzma. I mean, you got Alex Caruso, who I don't even know how he's in the league, but
I
then you
still
got-
don't think this Lakers team competes with his Heat championship teams.
I mean,
I don't think so either.
that would be tough. Yeah, I agree with that. That would be tough. I mean, D Wade is, but I mean, when you look at it, Chris Bosh was good. He's definitely the better of the. He definitely would be the third best on this Lakers team, I think, by far. But
Chris
I mean,
Bosh
then
is
you had a primetime
unmatched.
Wade, but their point guard was Mario Chalmers. I think Dennis Schroeder. I'm not going to say he's better. He's probably the same, but he's got height on Mario Chalmers. But
So okay,
I think this Lakers team is better. I'll say it. I think the Lakers team is better.
literally, this is my main argument for this is that Brooklyn can play defense and the Lakers can't.
I would disagree with that statement.
I mean,
I think
the Lakers are the number one defense in the league.
Yeah, but they've also got the number one offense. So they've been averaging, or the Lakers have only been letting teams score. I think it was like 100. Now, don't quote me on this, but it's like 107 points a game, which
107 points a game can win a game if you have good defense.
Which is the lowest amount in the league.
I know, but it can win a game if you can stop people.
Yeah, I agree. But
every game.
But I think the difference between regular season LeBron and postseason LeBron is astronomical. Like the dude just has a fourth gear that he's got that Mamba mentality, as they like to say.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you in that aspect.
And I think healthy squad versus healthy squad, I think it's a great series to watch. Like it could honestly go either way.
Oh yeah, anything can happen.
But I think if I was to bet on it, I would go Lakers. I think just for the pure fact that they're not a newly formed squad, and then 2, I think their depth is much better than the Nets. Yeah, AD is out another 2 weeks, which is unfortunate, but I just think the depth, the Nets don't have they ain't got no depth anymore. They traded it all away.
There we go.
I like that. That's a good
KD
comment.
wants to battle LeBron. I mean, when you say compete, you just mean he's going to score too. That's all it is. KD's going to score the ball like none other. He's one of the best scorers in the history of the league. But
that's not what he's saying. Like he's saying that he's going to contest LeBron's shots. He's going to put up a couple blocks. He's going to stop him a few times, but he's not necessarily going to completely shut him down.
Well,
yeah,
with the team he can rely on making shots for.
Yeah, like what he's saying, like the back end of the statement. You're not going to slow down a superstar like him. I don't think you'll slow him down. You ain't going to slow him down at all. And KD probably won't get shut down at all either. That's just how those players work. Like those players are just too good to be shut down. It just doesn't happen. But I think LeBron is averaging more assists, so the Lakers only beat the Pacers by 5 tonight. Yeah, but that was also without Anthony Davis, and Malcolm Brogdon had a great game. But
Brogdon had 29.6 assists and 7 boards.
Yeah. Malcolm Brogdon had 18 in the first quarter. Like it was unbelievable. But
yeah, Kuz actually put up 24 points. Had 13 boards.
And that's the thing. Like the Pacers aren't healthy. They're missing 2 starters that both average 20 points a game. But the Pacers, I think longevity, they can't hang with the Nets nor the Lakers. But their starting 5 is one of the best in the league. But come playoff time, we might not even have one of our starters. So we'll probably get swept. But I hope we don't. If it comes down to the Lakers and Nets, I would have to give it to the Lakers. I mean, they just got the depth. I think that's really important when you get these long grinding series. The depth, whose bench can show up, and I just think the bench from the Lakers is better.
I'm still gonna take Brooklyn on this.
I mean, you wouldn't be. I wouldn't say you were wrong either because they're good. You got James Harden, Kyrie, and KD. Like, what? That's
Yeah,
you
and
know.
they have other players too that lead their team in other things.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree. But the Lakers, I just think the depth. I think the depth is just super important.
I mean, we'll see what happens in a couple, like 2 months
Yeah.
or whatever, and see, what these teams look like by the time they get there.
Yeah, it's all Who knows?
You never know what
Maybe AD stays out the season, which would automatically, I think they don't stand a chance if AD stays out. If AD stays out, that's their championship gone. I mean, again, you can't discredit some of the other teams. You got like the Bucks. If Giannis, Chris Middleton come together,
the Jazz this year.
the Jazz. I mean,
That's unbelievable.
the Jazz are playing lights out. The Suns are playing lights out.
Don't overlook the Suns and the Mavs.
Yeah, dude, the Suns are killing it this year with Chris Paul.
Yeah, dude. When he's talking about that Mavs team that beat the Heat, that was that Dirk Nowitzki team. And literally, like he said, they played zone the whole game and just forced LeBron. But that's when LeBron didn't pass as well as he did now. Now he's averaging over 10 assists a game. And he did have some good shooters on that team. But I also think the game's changed since, that's been 10 years now. And I think, with the help of Kuzma, Schroeder can shoot, Kuzma can shoot, AD can shoot. I mean, AD is a superstar. Wes Matthews is a spot-up shooter. Montrezl Harrell is sixth man of the year coming off. So,
Trez, yeah.
I mean, Alex Caruso just gives it all he's got. I don't even know what he does, but he just does it. Yeah, the Nets do have Joe Harris. Spencer Dinwiddie's hurt though. Yeah, I was about to say he's a stud. Oh, I'm a Spencer Dinwiddie super fan. I was hoping the Pacers would have got him, but they didn't.
I love Joe Harris.
Okay, yeah, Joe Harris it's a lights out shooter. Andre Roberson is going to give you the defensive time. He ain't gonna score worth of crap. DeAndre Jordan is going to give you 10 points because he might dunk the ball 5 times, but that's about it. DeAndre Jordan doesn't play elite defense like he did in LA. And Spencer Dinwiddie, if he comes back healthy, I love Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm a fan.
I love how you say elite defense and NBA in the same fucking sentence.
But I mean, when I say elite defense, I mean there's a difference to the guys who actually play the defense. Like you see the difference. DeAndre Jordan used to, he used to block the rim. Like he used to, you used to not drive on DeAndre Jordan, but now it's just sort of like, I think you can get by him.
So what I hate about the NBA and the reason why I won't pick a team and I won't sit and watch it every day is you got about 4 minutes a game that people try. The last 2 minutes of the half, last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Other than that, it's just fucking run and shoot, score what you can, showtime. I mean, that was the advertisement for a year. It's showtime. But then they try to bear down and play maybe the last 2 to 3 minutes a game or 2 to 3 minutes in the half. And then if somebody has a big enough lead by that point, then they win the game. And if they don't, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It doesn't reek. It just, I don't know. It just bothers me. It's not competitive for 48 minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why, back in high school, I was a huge Spurs fan, just because their passing and their fundamentals, man. Their fundamentals were unmatched at that point in time. And then they started loosening up a bit, getting rid of a couple players, picking up some new players. It kind of interrupted the flow, but they're still the Spurs with Pop. That's still
that was just good
decent team.
The one thing I can say is go back and watch late 80s, early 90s NBA with the teams from the Knicks, the Pacers, and the Bulls in the Eastern Conference. And we'll talk about defense being played.
Detroit, too. When they had
the
Rashad
Pistons.
Wallace and Rashard.
Your microphone fucked up again.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
It's real bad.
Fix it.
There we go.
Yeah, Greg Popovich is one of the coaches.
He is probably one of the greatest NBA coaches of all time.
He and Phil Jackson. Hey, that's hard to argue with those two.
You can't. Yeah.
It's messed up.
Yeah, it's still messed
Yeah.
up.
So, when we want to do this again, this has been kind of fun.
I will figure something out.
I can do these late nights on Fridays and Saturday. Well, not Saturday, Thursdays and Fridays. So
Well,
We'll make it work at some point.
we can always talk about the college basketball.
oh yeah, because see, after Sunday,
Yeah, that's when
that's going to be huge.
College basketball's over already. What are you talking about?
No, it's not.
It is over, kind of.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
well,
for
getting kicked out.
certain teams.
Yeah,
But there's a lot to talk about though, as far as potential Final Four. I'm just going to go ahead and start it out right now. I think the Big Ten's going to dominate the tournament.
I agree with you there.
There is two. Don't worry about that, Sean. I think we're all an embarrassment this year.
I mean,
Oh, Syracuse.
so
You got Jim Boeheim. How could you call that an embarrassment?
Because they didn't play very well this year.
Wow.
Well, nobody played.
Neither did Kentucky or Duke or North Carolina or Kansas or Virginia. I mean,
Well, Kansas and Virginia are going to be in the tournament.
no, wait. I thought Virginia got kicked out today because one
they did because they forfeited.
they forfeited.
Yeah, because they all had COVID or something.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought I saw that, but
Yeah, because conference tournaments end on Sunday. Man, I tell you what, that might be a topic before I go on vacation, Boo.
I mean, you can sit and talk all day about that. I don't have as much to say as you do.
Yeah, I watched a lot of that.
I'll jump in with you on that
Duke
one.
did back out because of COVID.
Yeah, Duke is not.
Duke did.
well, they beat Louisville. Then the next day, someone had COVID, so
Yeah, they shut down their whole
Florida
season.
advanced. Florida State advanced.
Florida State's going to be a tough one to knock out.
That's who I'm pulling for in this tournament.
Me too.
Man.
I haven't been following as much as I usually do, so I don't really have much of anything to say about this past season, just that it wasn't the same.
Yeah, they did it differently, which has been kind of hard for me to keep up because there's been like ass teams that's been like in the tournament and stuff. So, but you know,
it's gonna be it's gonna be tough though.
it's probably gonna be Kansas, I think.
Oh God, Mark, thank you. Get a real microphone. No, I'm sorry. Your microphone has to be the best. There probably can't be any better microphone in the history of the world.
Oh, no. Carson Wentz's microphone is probably better.
His little press conference microphone.
Oh, yeah, the little...
It's just like, hello.
What's funny is that how does he know if it's still broke? We had to tell him when he fixed it.
Twice.
His leadership in the locker room is leading him to the path of success.
Jockstrap boy. All right. Well, I had no intention on sitting here for 4 hours. This has been fun, though, I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, other than this, I'm just going to keep on drinking, playing games.
What are you gaming on tonight?
If they're still in the party, I'll probably play some GTA online or maybe some Hunt Showdown. I don't know. It just depends.
You play any Rocket League, Matt?
Dude, I try to, and I just suck at it, and I'm just not a fan of it. I suck at Rocket League.
I'm not like a pro or anything by any means, but
Sean is the MVP of the 2021 season.
I need Sean to join our next live stream.
Yeah, Sean, are you up for that shit? Because we want you in.
I want to
Yeah.
get him on here and Mark on here together.
Yep.
I feel like he could.
No. I don't want to run him off. I want him to actually get a chance to get to know him a little bit.
I mean, he's been here the whole time.
I know. We'll keep Mark in the background. Or you know what? I should have just muted Mark a few times today.
Yeah, whenever you're brought up the locker room conversation, just go ahead and mute him. We all heard it.
Hey, Mark, I'll tell you what, though. At the end of this year, when I collect my $50, I'll buy you a microphone.
But
Oh man.
Can't meet the O train, baby. I hate him.
can't meet the O train, baby. Fucking goofy bastard.
Hey, yeah, Sean.
Sean is in.
Make sure you sub it up and leave comments and stuff like that, and then we'll get back to you for sure because
Yeah, we'll keep you updated.
I think his opinions are pretty solid.
I think we might be able to get Amanda in on a couple of these too.
Yeah, I mean, I
All
wouldn't
she
even want to
does,
say
all
that.
she does at work is sit and watch sports. So I mean,
Yeah, she
Man,
works
that sounds like
at
life.
FanDuel.
See, I'm not really sure which one she is.
She works at FanDuel. She used to be in the cage.
Hold on, I'll have to figure it out. I have to find her somehow. I can't remember her.
Well, she worked grave shift when I worked with her in the cage. And maybe some swing.
oh shit, I forgot. Amanda and Mark used to work together.
Oh, yeah.
Cage Workers Unite. Yeah.
But yeah. Wait, today's Saturday? Wait, are you guys gonna watch the UFC fight? Y'all not being UFC?
I'll be at work, so probably not.
I work until
Amanda will be there. Amanda will be there watching it.
Yeah. It's not gonna be like a big fight, but it's gonna advertise on ESPN.
Who's fighting?
I couldn't even really tell you the names. I just saw it watching basketball today.
Oh, Sean has another question.
Oh, sorry, I was doing something else. Shoot, Sean.
But it's supposed to be Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad.
Sean's about to drop the most controversial question.
Oh,
there it is. There it is.
Oh God, I don't. Oh.
God damn, that's
Dude, I knew it. I knew it. I felt it in my soul. He was about to drop something.
Okay, I will go first because I got a definitive opinion on this one. It's got to be Godzilla. Any beast that can be controlled by a little girl is fucked up.
Hey, he's a simp. Okay, let's calm down. You know, he get that. Hey, that was the Peter Jackson's version. This is the new one. This is Kong. You know, not King Kong, not King Simp. This is Kong. So, I'm a Kong fan, so I'm gonna go with Kong. He's got that monkey strength. Imagine if he worked out. Can Godzilla work out? No. So imagine him benching like some towers, getting ready for the fight.
Man, all Godzilla has to do is pull him underwater and drown his monkey ass.
Dude, I'm siding with
You forgot about the monkey strength. Come on now.
I feel like I'm gonna go with Kong on this one.
There we go.
Yeah, I side with Kong. Godzilla's a badass, and I love him. But
And in the old movies, Kong did win, so he is technically 1-0 against the Godzilla.
This guy.
So.
Is that right, Hook? Just
me and Matt went to all the movies.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Fired Mark up again at fucking 4:00 in the morning.
He's a big Godzilla, which I mean, respect. I like them both, but it's all going to come down to.
I agree with him. I can't help it. Mark, I agree with you, homie.
But in reality of how the movie's going to play out, it's going to come down to them beating the absolute shit out of each other. And it's going to be like a common enemy to where they're like, shit, we got to team up now. Kind of like the Batman versus Superman. So we really won't. We'll have a draw more than likely or whatever. But, I mean, two big animals shove each other.
Talk about who's going to win in a fight. I'm just talking about who
Oh, Switzerland. Oh, okay, you're staying out of it. That's smart.
Neutral.
Okay, and Kong is a walking fucking gorilla, you know?
He can grab a helicopter with his bare hand and just crunch it.
Yeah, it's going to be not Mechazilla, but the other one. I can't even pronounce it.
Mechagodora.
Ghidorah. Yeah, it's going to be Mecha Ghidorah because of the end credit from the last one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's how it's going to end, which is going to be badass.
Oh, yeah, I'm super hyped. I've been waiting. Me and you have been waiting for this movie for like the last 20 years.
Dude, I know. I'm so glad I got HBO Max too because that shit's going on the big screen, and I'm going to enjoy every fucking minute of it.
Oh, yeah.
Godzilla wins the fight because he has, in different versions, but he has powers.
Yeah, he does.
Amanda said DC or Marvel.
It
God,
depends.
that's tough.
Honestly, I like the Flash and the Green Arrow, but other than that, I'm completely Marvel.
So the Marvel movies are better than the DC, but I feel like the DC characters, their characters are more interesting. They're more in depth. They're a little bit. I think they're better overall. But
well,
it's
I like Suicide Squad more than I do the Avengers.
That's just depressing. Suicide Squad
like
sucks.
the Suicide Squad movie. It was just not good.
At least get the extended version because then I can understand. Because that one was okay. It filled out plot holes to the movie because I went and saw it twice in theaters. And I thought, damn, this movie fucking sucks. But then I bought it, got the extended version, and I'm like, okay, the movie's better now. But the thing that sucked with it was Will Smith was only going to do that one part and then dipped. So you won't have the same dead shot. So
I just actually like the characters more in that than I do the Marvel characters. I mean, they seem more I don't know they seem more dirty, down to earth. The Marvel characters seem all high and mighty with a silver spoon up their ass.
So but then you get like Deadpool in there, and
Deadpool.
So you probably like the Amazon show called The Boys, then.
I didn't watch it.
You probably like that because they're all like corrupt superheroes that act high and mighty, but they're just pieces of shit. So you probably like that.
Yeah, probably would. I just can't get. I mean, don't get me wrong. Marvel movies are better by far, but I just thought the DC characters were kind of cool.
But are we excited for the Snyder Cut though? Yes, no, I'm excited for it. No, y'all don't know anything.
I don't know anything about it, honestly.
Oh, it's supposed to be like the original Justice League. It's supposed to be like 4 hours or so, and
yeah, I was talking about
and
the other day.
It's more. It's awesome because it has Jared Leto back in as the Joker, so his character's not going to be a waste. It's it's going to be good.
I'd give it a watch.
But,
yeah, I'll probably watch that. I'll probably watch it for sure.
Yes.
Man. Amanda, where do you weigh in on this since you asked the question?
Yeah, no shit.
I have a feeling she's a Marvel fan. But, I've been wrong before.
I'm just reading Sean's comment. Ben Affleck isn't anywhere near the Kong versus Godzilla movie.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Best Batman? Oh.
I don't know. Christian Bale is pretty good.
I got to agree with that.
I like Adam West just for one thing. Him and the Riddler in that TV show, they went to an orgy, and them two made a promise not to break character in that orgy, and they got kicked out. So I got to give it to them. Best Batman.
Yeah, see, I knew it. I had a feeling it was.
I
Marvel.
thought so.
I mean, realistically, the Michael Keaton Batman's pretty damn good too, though. So
It was. But the Christian Bale was probably the best, though, for sure.
How do you guys feel about the new Batman?
Talking about the Robert Pattinson one,
Yeah.
I think he might be good. He's a good actor. I know
I
everyone's
think he's going to be better than he seems.
But-
Like people are just joking, but I think it'll be better than a lot of people think.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be the younger Batman, like in his like early 20s when he's first starting out. So I think I'll give it a chance. I mean, everyone's shit on Heath Ledger as the Joker, and it turned to be a masterpiece.
Heath Ledger was.
Yeah, he's good. The next best one's probably Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
His version of the Joker was great.
It's
I
like
mean-
two completely different, like.
Yeah, it's too
That's
different.
the
But the way
thing.
that they portray. I mean, same thing for Jack Nicholson's Joker. He was held as the best Joker, so it's arguably between him and Heath Ledger as best portrayed, but they all have their different versions.
That's the thing about like any of the superhero universes, though. They have so many different universes that they're in that they have. You could have the Joaquin Phoenix, the Heath Ledger, you just have all of them, and
It's kind of like
they're not the same.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, like the Spider-Man MCU.
The Power Rangers Red crossover where you have like the 20 Red Rangers. They're all different, but they're all badass in their own way.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm hoping Jared Leto's Joker is going to be good in the Snyder Cut because he was so hyped for the Suicide Squad to where they cut pretty much 90% of it what he filmed. So he did the best he could with such a terrible script as well.
Yeah, that script just tanked. They could have done so much better with that Suicide Squad movie.
Right, Jack Nicholson was a stud Joker. Yep.
Heath Ledger is just unmatched. Oh.
Someone's got a potty.
He leave his mic on.
Yeah, he did. I can definitely hear it. Dude, these mics pick up everything. It's
Let's
like a
see.
tap.
I'm gonna mute my mic and clap really loud and see if we can hear it.
All right.
I heard it.
This thing picks up everything.
Yeah. Well,
Now the dogs are probably gonna lose their minds. Forgot about them for a minute. Do some ASMR with that.
damn, it's only 4:20, boys.
No, I need to go to bed.
Don't you work? Do you work at 1?
Yeah. No, none of us live in Ohio.
You live close to Ohio.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all live pretty close to Ohio.
Wait. Where'd it go? There you go. Me and Alex live in Indiana, and then
Everybody
Everyone-
else lives in Kentucky. Well,
Yeah.
Amanda lives in Indiana. She's our neighbor.
yeah.
And Philip, he was in here earlier. They are both our neighbors. How was the potty break?
It's pretty good. I just realized I'm out of vodka, so my day's gotten worse.
That sounds like a bad day to me. Like the start of it, the finish sounds pretty good.
So I told you what my new mixed drink fun was, didn't I?
The ruby red grapefruit and Sprite or something.
Yeah, a lot more ruby red grapefruit than Sprite, but yeah, it's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, we know where Paducah is.
Yeah.
Mark and Matt are truck drivers, so they go everywhere.
Dude, I know so many damn counties. It's just all a blur.
Mark, I was sure you were familiar with Paducah. I was absolutely positive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. The whole yee yee thing. I got a friend of mine in Colorado that promotes that website. It's some fucking country music singer's fucking clothing line or something.
Is that Upchurch?
I don't remember. I don't think so. But that's funny that he said that.
Adventures with something.
Yes. Adventures with Goat.
That dude's a bounty hunter. He's freaking badass.
West Palm Beach.
Yeah, it's Yee Yee Apparel.
Yeah, no thank you.
Hold on.
Did you see Mark's comments, Dad?
Yeah. It's all good. There you go.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Oh, look at that, Mark. That belt buckle's for you, bro.
Yee kids.
Dude, Mark's going to go blow his paycheck here right now. I guarantee it. Oh, hey, look. There's a section for country boys. Oh, yeah, look. He looks like a truck driver. Only he can grow a real beard. If Mark and Matt had a love child. Anyway, I don't remember who runs this thing,
He
but
said, okay.
Need me a big buckle. Stimmy season.
All right, though, for reals, I'm going to have to call it a day.
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready to shut it down. I got to get up in a few hours, so.
Yeah, me too. I got to go to work. You're metal detecting. It's different.
Yeah, I know, but I still got to get out of bed. Hey, anybody that's in. Go ahead.
I was going to say, are you still like screen sharing? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, I just forgot to turn it off.
Oh.
Well, it's been fun, guys. I appreciate y'all having me on here.
Hell yeah, it was a lot of fun. Mark, we had fun at your expense, but that's okay. It was still fun.
Mark, we don't actually hate you. You're just easy target.
But we do hate Carson fucking Wentz, so.
But Carson Wentz
We
is a
hate
bomb.
Carson Wentz. And even God hates the Cubs, so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Wentz fails this year, he is not gonna live it down. If any one of you let him live it down,
Yo.
I will shun you
That's
all.
rude.
That's
All right.
fine. That's fine. Go for it.
I'll see you guys.
Later, Matt.
See you, Matt.
See you, Matt.
Okay, I'm closing this thing down in 5 seconds.
Hey, Sean, thanks for coming
All right.
out. We can't wait to see you again.
Yeah, Sean, you're the highlight of the night, my friend. It's nice meeting you. We're out. 3,
See you
2, 1.
guys.